Ooh.
Too cool. Too cool to play with us, huh? Huh?
Would you say that you are too cool for school?
Well, I'm not in school, so that must mean I'm too cool for it.
Bingo.
Oh, you're about to get taken to school.
Oh.
Because you got some learning to do.
Oh my god.
Because this is ExalTwitch Academy.
Oh. Very good.
Were you just taking notes?
Oh,
I'm not switched on enough for this banter right now. I'm just like, yeah. It's good.
Well, of course you're not switched on because you got rock blocked last session.
That's true. Also, you'll note I did avoid the use of the phrase "turned on" there.
I was gonna.
You were gonna say it.
For
Did you want to?
No.
Looks like someone is getting in on the Killer Jacket franchise.
What up?
It's so cool.
Thank you. Not in that reason. Just because I like it a lot. Huh?
Don't make me go get a jacket.
Liz, quick! Your sleeveless jackets.
My vests.
Ripped
No,
denim
sleeveless
tank
My
jackets.
denim vests.
Tank tops. What? Yeah.
I have no trouble with anybody wearing whatever they so choose, as long as they're not wearing this jacket, unless they're me.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like we could have a fun, prank day where we all wear the same thing, but I don't think it would be that.
Where you
I
all
think it would
find
be-
copies of this jacket and put them on.
Yeah.
Show up with like aviators.
Yeah.
Be great.
Bald caps. Go like the whole 9 yards.
No, if you're going the whole 9 yards, you don't wear a bald cap. You just shave your
I
head.
mean, yes, okay. That's going the 11 yards.
Yeah, that's the
11.
whole
Touchdown.
football field. Yeah, there you go.
Distance.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Hut,
That's the whole
hut.
fucking
Etc.
touchdown.
You know we're in trouble when the sports analogies start coming
Oh
out.
god.
Oh dear.
Pinch hitter. Yeah. 3 points from downtown. He's okay. He's fine, folks.
Yassler actors.
What did you say to me? Yarsel, the world tree or whatever.
Good
Yard-
participation.
yard
Secretly,
rival.
I've been wearing a bald cap this entire time. I actually have hair down to my butt.
Can you imagine if you just
I
pulled
thought
your
he would
scalp
pull
off?
off his scalp and his brain would be exposed. And we're like,
So much worse.
Taking notes for Halloween.
Look,
oh my god.
it's just like fucking mother brain.
Jesus H.
Good participation, Ergwin. Reminds me of every single gym class and sports event of my life.
One long braided rat tail.
Ironically, I also
Ah.
did sports class.
Erwin, I have
No.
not entered into the realm of the unfuckables yet. But
Yet is the key. Here comes the T.
But if you have one like down the side in your junior Jedi boyo, then you get away with it somehow? Question mark.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that was Krang. And I say this having never watched an episode of Teenage Mutant Ninja
Never ever?
No, I wasn't allowed.
Not even like once you were
They were
old
way
enough
too
just to see
tubular
your
for
I
Jack's
was
Janelle?
allowed
household.
to watch Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers, but not Dawson's Creek. I
Well,
don't know.
Dawson's Creek.
I was
dealt with
allowed to
real
watch
life
Dawson's Creek.
scenarios.
What the hell?
Do people like
What?
die and fuck on Dawson's
You weren't
Creek?
allowed to watch
Well,
Full House.
They fuck.
That was like my personality because I was
And the
basically
only
her
way that
age.
kids in the 90s could fuck, I guess.
What?
What?
Like
You know, with like the kind of the filters.
I wasn't
Very
allowed to watch
filtered.
G.I. Joe or Transformers because they were too violent.
To quote my dad, those
I
little
could.
girls
I
are-
was allowed to watch Captain Planet and the Planeteers though, because that was the shit.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
You're
just
such a
morals.
hero.
that's just a good moral right
And
there.
Reboot.
That's why
Yeah.
Also a great show. It's Canadian quality cultural content.
Hey, Sleep. Excuse me. Wow. I can't believe that I hiccuped in the middle of your name. I apologize, Sleepy Magpie, but hi.
Hello.
Oh.
No, that was just, there must have been something shiny in your voice. So.
Nice to see you again, Sleepy Magpie.
Ah.
And the same here.
Ooh. Reboot's so good.
Except I didn't watch the season that everybody else seems to absolutely adore because that's when my friends stopped producing it.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Meh.
Yeah, well, it was only like way after it aired that I actually got around to seeing the last season. So yeah. Hello.
Requiem, do you mean like a action figure version, or like the actor, or like the actual character was at the airport? Like, I don't.
Well, because Sergeant Slaughter was also a wrestler, if I remember correctly.
Oh, cool. I definitely did not know that. No, the wrestler. Oh, okay, I see.
I kind of liked the story when I just saw. I didn't see From the Airport, and it was like 10 years ago. I got to pick him up. I tried very hard not to go full fanboy, and like, because that's amusing in two
Sorry.
ways. It's either amusing because he was trying to fucking like bench him, or because he was just trying to pick him up.
Pukijutsu. What timeline are you from?
I mean, it's either the
Pukijutsu.
darkest or the most positive. I'm not sure.
Can you
What?
send me the script?
Just what you remember of it would be great, honestly.
Hi, Rippers.
At
Ooh, I'm
what
purple in that
cost,
chat, that's nice.
Pukijutsu? At what cost?
We have to go back, Marty. It's the script. You got to do something about the script.
It's terrible.
You went like full on racist for some reason.
Oh
Like,
no.
oh.
Oh. You.
Hi, Bum Bum.
Well, we are
Ripley.
here. So hello. You know who else is here? She who knows 10,000 things.
Oh.
Entropy's disciple and Strength of Borders are not, but that doesn't mean that we won't wish Real Brick Wall a happy birthday.
Happy belated birthday weekend. When you
Hap-
finally see this, happy belated.
Belated.
And the Crosshair, we love you too. Love you apparently enough to punch you.
No, it's a fist because he's not a
Papa.
huggy bunny. He's a bro fist
Papa.
bunny.
Done.
Truth.
Excuse me.
This ritual confuses me.
Started like this, and then we added to this, and then it came to that, and then it's the Macarena very
we needed
shortly.
something for
Okay.
them. And, oh boy. Yes.
Yeah.
There, we have many. Actually, I mean, not that we have to talk about it right now, but just the use of the word ritual there, I think, is really useful. Like, we do have a lot of those on this channel. No, I would describe a lot of things
Yeah,
we
it's
do
how
as
we
ritualistic.
enter the magic circle.
Did you bring the chicken blood, or was I supposed to bring that this time?
No, this
No.
week it's virgin sacrifice.
Got it.
Now, those are
Hang on,
actual
I'll-
practicing religions.
Oh yes, of course.
Shit, I don't think we have any.
Well, maybe not the
Oh.
virgin sacrifice, but
Yeah.
Right.
So I am also compelled to ask whether any of you have spent your experience this time around. What there are? You
Yay!
can't keep this up. Eventually, one of you is going to have to drop.
Yeah. But when?
Is that confirmed? I mean, she said that she hasn't done anything, but maybe she was lying. I don't know.
True? Do you
No,
have a secret
it's true. No one,
defining
no one read
intimacy?
intentions on that statement, so
Yep.
we'll never know.
How do you feel about virgins?
Defining
I
intimacy.
purchased Resistance 5
Whoa.
because the rest is like never sleep. She's just fully subscribed to that subreddit.
They'll just
Never
buy
sleep.
specialties from here until the end
Never
of time because you can always afford a specialty.
Yeah, I mean, there's that.
It's a flat cost.
Oh, that's
That's
true.
cheating.
Eventually, you're going to start running out of good specialties, though. Liz, do you want me to...
Go for it.
Yeah? I bought a new evocation for my twin swords, Open to Abandon, which is pretty exciting. I will just, if people don't mind, I'll take a quick moment to describe it. This is sort of, I guess, like a counterpoint to Passion Before Duty. This is Conviction Before Temperance, which is pretty sweet. So it costs 5 motes and a willpower, and it lasts for a scene. Those who find themselves committed may find others following in their wake. If the wielder is touching any part of Abandon, that's one of the swords, at the time of taking a threaten action, and they activate this evocation, they may grant up to, essence times 2, at this point 4, allies, 1 non-charm bonus die to all attacks for the remainder of combat. Pretty
Fuck.
strong.
Fuck.
However, the
Buff.
wielder cannot voluntarily leave combat before achieving victory without spending all their remaining willpower.
So you got to keep fighting till the bitter end.
All of us?
fighting
No,
to...
Oh,
just
just
him.
me.
Okay.
Thank God.
And
I was
but
like-
if he leaves combat, then the bonus is gone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's the
Is
bonus. Okay.
Pretty strong, I'd
Yeah.
say. It doesn't affect
Great.
me if it's activated. It's only the allies. Up to 4 allies.
That's perfect.
Well, it's up to
And-
essence times
yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Essence
so
times 2,
currently
sorry,
4.
yes. At this point, 4, but soon to be expanded. Yeah, I'm really jazzed that I have this now. So I got to threaten, and then everyone gets bonus dice.
Woohoo!
I will point out that the threaten action need not be successful.
Boy, I'm gonna get you.
But it has to be it, and
It
I'll
has to be
make one
serious.
thing. It must be a threatened action that is visible to the allies for whom you are going to fight with.
Right.
It has to be an open declaration as opposed to like one of those tiny like got a knife like stuck right in the back being like "Urgh." Like it has to be an open threat.
Yeah.
Right. A note slid across a table. That's me, and thanks for the sub, TT. In just while we're here, but I'll pass the.
I bought Investigation 4 because it feels like Gail's doing some sleuthing, and I also bought a linguistics charm, another one called Speech Without Words.
Ooh.
Allows me to communicate silently through short sentences with my sworn kin, as well as up to essence additional characters. Hand gestures, body language, and other visual signals are easily understood as spoken. This lasts for a scene, so it's pretty fucking cool.
Nice.
Hand
You
gestures, body language, and signals
suck.
are understood.
So if I go,
we understand what you mean,
Yeah.
as if you spoke it to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah,
That's
if she
incredible.
does this, it means hello to my grandmother, and she's Carol Burnett.
Right, exactly. The hell is Carol Burnett?
so I'm very excited. I've never gone
Says
this
Mike.
far down the linguistics trees before, just in general.
Double O Gale.
Great.
Nice.
Ripley, where?
Can you figure
Well,
out what you
we
want,
do-
my friend?
In fact, for people who have perhaps forgotten what happened last session or who just need catching up, thankfully, here at the House of Bells, we have an underground newspaper that manages to get thrown out there. So let's hear it.
Let's do it. This is from the Intel report, Reflecting on Fortune by 10,000 Miracles. Though many gifted with brilliant minds and even insight from the stars may feel the future to be firmly in their grasp, major events, such as yesterday's fire, remind us of how little we truly understand of the whims of fate. The present can tell us all we need to know of the future, but much of the present lies hidden. Our closest friends, who stand by our sides even when death is on the line, may hold values and ambitions incompatible with our own. Likewise, those who seem distant in our lives may hold us closer to their hearts than we could imagine. And there are those whose face may be a complete facade, leaving you wondering if anything you knew about them was real. Whatever you think you know, expect the unexpected. An awkward friendship could be a romance waiting to happen. A red-hot affair may gutter from the slightest tremor. And you may always awake to a new, unpleasant truth.
Heard in the Hallways, compiled by Intel Report staff. Not to get all Ladal on people, but if the rumor about us secretly getting instruction from Anathema is true, couldn't that actually give us a leg up on other Anathema?
I know the games master sort of disappeared, but if they had that many people looking around his quarters, they must have found something really spicy. And not Aragorn's poke. Those guys are fine. Garavel's only holding the lost hand because he's a softie and he thinks house arrest is too cruel a punishment for them literally burning down the school.
Okay,
It was not literal.
not literal.
not.
Literal
We're
fire,
like
but not for school.
arguing over the paper and like tapping the paper, being like, "That's not what happened." Yeah.
Might be time for some quiet time for Mr. Max, I'm wondering.
Yes.
If you could give me 1
Oh,
second.
we'll vamp.
Thank you.
It's
time for your time out, little man.
Hashtag chaos cats.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, but there's another floofer inquiring what the talking to cat voice is all about.
Oh boy. He just needs to have a little lie down for a couple hours.
Those youth. He's, hitting that age, isn't he? Temper tantrum.
too
Little
energetic.
toddler.
Do we have a Max-themed ship?
What?
Like a submaxarine? Nope. Hang on. I'll work on it. Or Do you mean like, are we
we going
shipping
to
Max?
hoist the
Gluteus
Mizzen Max?
Maximus?
Gluteus Maximus.
Like, I don't know if we would ship Max with anybody. He's kind of young and
Yeah, and
neutered.
well,
Oh, Gilladgood, thank you. I had completely forgotten.
Oh!
Thank you very much.
that's right. I also forgot Maximum
Thank
Carnage,
you.
the boat. That's funny.
Go ahead.
All right.
Are you not going to reveal it, or
Oh, I wasn't sure if you wanted to reveal it after the.
it goes in with the recap? So go ahead.
Sure. John asked me to. John said that he was making a roll for Siontel, trying to determine Gail's intentions for the scene.
Oh.
And then I was like, well, Gail's going to make that roll too. And I botched.
Yes. Yes.
An off-camera botch, the best kind.
I will also point out that all she needed was one success because Siantel had voluntarily reduced her guile to 0. So if she had had
Gail?
any success, it would have been fine.
It bodes well. The best thing is I was looking at the roll. I'm like, no one saw this. Oh, it'd be so easy. But no.
I got 90 successes.
I was gonna say, is that how you test your players? You just get them to roll things, and if they ever admit to a botch, you know that you can trust them.
And you know you can trust them.
So do you want to reveal what those intentions were?
Yeah, so there were two intentions to the scene. The first one was to see if Siantel felt the same way about her as she does, and also to let her know that she's safe. To let Siantel know that she's safe.
That's nice.
Now, I will point out that because I was like, well, I guess she doesn't need to roll. I'll just post what it is because I actually answered before the botch, so the botch is not going to be a mistaken interpretation of that.
They'll just bonk heads when they go to kiss.
Oh, cute.
Take one level of bashing.
Yeah.
They have not kissed yet.
No, I know.
When they, yeah, well, yeah.
Siantel's intentions for the scene were: see if Gale Whispered feels the same way that I feel about her. That was that. But, so we should honestly have like a botch counter that's just like number of botches currently hanging over your head.
It's just like little, like Blade of Damascus lined up, or like little sides.
Damocles.
It's a
There we
little
go.
animated storm cloud that we put
Damascus
over
blade
us
is a
on the
different
overlay.
That's great. As well, I mean.
Yeah.
Or a shoe.
Shoe. Yeah,
There's a
boot.
shoe
Like shoot a drop. Yeah.
No one gets to be happy.
Well, as we always do when it comes to our gaming sessions at this point, we have our safety tools. The primary one that we use right now are safety cards. You do not have safety cards, but you do have options. We'll get to those in a second. Let's just...
They're already up. Bergman's on it.
Oh, maybe not.
Hmm.
So we'll pull them up here. The green card. You feel safe, supported, and happy with the current game state. Showing the green card reassures everyone that you're good to go. The yellow card means that you want to make everyone aware of something important. Everyone must give you your attention until you lower this card. But the red card means that you need the game to stop until you feel safe to continue, and the game will only resume once everybody confirms that they're ready to go. Now, you do not have cards. But you do have options. You can always whisper either RPGClinic, or you can whisper any of the mods that are currently in the chat right now. That's Aragorn. And if you have anything that you want to let us know, you can. We may not be able to make changes based on audience preferences, but we still wish to know. And above all, if you need to, you can leave chat or the stream entirely. We don't want to see you go, but we do want you to make the best decisions and take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Great that we have them.
And we'll restart our bot so that Aragorn can continue to bring things up.
Yeah.
You want to call something up there, Aragorn? Just see if it works. But before that point, give me the power. Oh,
Yay.
there we go.
I see something in chat. Well, I don't see anything on the stream. That's what I mean. I guess.
Okay.
Any
Does Rod know
questions
what else?
before we continue?
Not as of this second.
Cool. You know, we often hear about bullying in schools, and it is a horrible thing. And unfortunately, there is a little too much of this kind of concept of, well, everyone had to put up with it, so we should just keep putting up with it. And obviously, no, that's not the case. But what we don't always get into is when it's not the students who are bullying, but the teachers. And that can extend not just in what you would consider kindergarten, elementary school, high school. It can happen in university. It has happened to me. I imagine that it may have happened to many of you going through. And the hard part is that a teacher is somebody who is supposed to wield authority, power, and they are supposed to act as your mentors, your guides. So when you realize that a teacher doesn't have your best interests at heart, what do you do? Is it as simple as going over their heads, trying to work it through the administration? Is it that you simply walk away? Or when you're granted the powers of demigods, do you take action yourself? Make sure that you make the right choices for you. Because in this game, what matters is what you want. There aren't any right answers other than what you think will make the best story. So go ahead. I will remind you where you are. You're in the infirmary. Gale Whispered and Siontel are in one room that's across the hall from the room that currently alone, well, not quite alone, rests Pyres, recovering after the most recent game. Next door to that room is where Aresta is currently staying with a very fast asleep and recovering Flavien. But Vieren is in your room, Pyres. He is moving quietly, but not so quietly that Aresta did not hear what was going on.
Yeah, I would like to... Aragorn, just tell me if you want that to be a real thing. I will actually do it. Sarl. I would like to, having heard his voice, to have quietly made my way to Pyres' room, if possible.
So the door is open still.
Great.
Viren did not close it behind him, so you can go in. Now the question is whether you're trying to do so stealthily so that people don't notice you, or are you just like not looking to make a scene?
I'm trying to, while he's busy talking to Pyres, I'd like to appear in the door behind him. Door frame.
But like, are you, what I'm asking is appear in the door frame behind him, as in like, I don't mind if he sees me, or are you trying to...
Once I'm there, I don't mind if he knows that I'm there.
Okay, well, he has not seemed to pay any attention to you while you're sneaking up. Requiem Grubermensch, alas, not now.
Not this time.
Oh yeah! Oh no.
It's only good when you don't expect it.
So,
yeah, he's so Vieren's just gotten through kind of telling Pyres that like we're being drafted into the Wild Hunt to avenge Juin by eliminating the anathema Bracken. That's from my notes, not a direct quote. Although he did say, for the realm, to which Pyres also says, for the realm. I'd like to reach up and just kind of like reach out towards him. I don't want to touch him because he might sense that that's a threat. Ow, ow, ow. Reach up towards him and clasp my hands together. Games Master, if there is corruption at this school, I want nothing more than to see it burned away. I'd like to play on his intimacy. He has a principle that essentially is what I just said. I can read it out here. But I'd like to instill him with a tie of trust towards me in this moment.
You're welcome to try.
Okay.
Vieren's resolve is currently sitting at 5.
Of course it is.
If I... So this is not super helpful, but I'd like to do it anyway. I'd like to use my sexy flexy. I'd like to use my hot-blooded ardor to increase my appearance to 6 for the purposes of getting a bonus die, having an appearance higher than his resolve.
Okay, then that will work, but I'll also tell you that that's his resolve, but you have used an intimacy against him. What level of intimacy is that?
Major.
So that reduces the difficulty by 2.
That's right. I'll just read it here for those folks who aren't on the
I have it too.
on the
Wiki
right now. If there is rot in the finest learning institution in the realm, I will see it gone. Which is a major intimacy. That's Vieren's, not mine.
He will be using an intimacy to resist, so your difficulty is still 5.
Okay. I'll spend personal motes for that, so I'll take a bonus die, and then to instill John charisma socialize or presence, or what do we think here?
Oh, this is socialize. You're kind of one-on-one on him.
Okay.
We can do it, Pyres.
We can do it. Okay, folks, here we go.
We believe in you.
You use just like strength socialize to hit him over the head.
Flex.
Bonus die. That's it. Yeah. Here we go. That is a lot of nope. I got 1 success.
Thank God. I thought it was.
So you did not botch.
I did not botch today. But so even if I failed, I want him to know that it's my truth. That's what I'm telling to him right now.
I know, Pyres. I know that you will follow me wherever I tell you to go.
Avenge Juin?
I don't think he's lying, Giladgood. I think that he genuinely is like, I will, suss out corruption.
Yeah. Just what is the
what
corruption?
does he determine to be corruption? Yeah.
I mean, you could make the case for manipulation, but I don't think that would help you.
No. It would not.
So,
yeah.
Avenge Juin?
Viren sits back from the bed, turns, sees you. Are you like saluting or anything? Are you?
I've got like one hand on the door frame, and I'm like, I've theoretically been asleep and trying to show concern for this.
Yes. Juin is no more. Tragically, it is the work of an anathema, a wretched who has taken her from us.
But we saw her just a few hours ago.
You have been deceived. I cannot blame you. It was dangerous, of course, to see mere cadets being placed in front of an anathema, and yet you conducted yourselves with grace and poise, dignity.
I don't understand.
I wouldn't expect you to, but I will expect you to follow. After all, House Cathak will see the purge of corruption in the House of Bells.
The House of Bells are anywhere. It's our duty to the realm to seek out anathema wherever they crop up.
Precisely.
And I'd like to read his I'd like to see if he has any intentions towards the anathema.
Towards the anathema.
Towards anathema, towards like broad non Dragon-Blooded, like exalts, whatever umbrella word that would be. And I'm going to use some charms to
Sexy
boost
curiosity.
this.
Mhm.
Boost.
Use the boost
His
to get
guile is
Yep.
currently sitting at 3.
Ooh. 2 modes of success, so that's 2 modes for success.
Guile is my dump stat.
3
I don't care who knows it.
plus 4.
3's good.
I know.
Kyle's my dump stat. I don't care who knows it.
Just compared to 5.
1,
Okay.
2, 3. That's 3 because I paid for success.
Are you ready? This is a major intimacy.
Oh.
The rungs on the ladder to success are made of anathema necks.
Woo! Danger.
Well, shit.
Major intimacy.
If that's major, what the fuck is defining? I
No.
am God.
It's important for me to know, where is Ladal Gale whispered?
Resting as pyres should be. My fang mates have been injured.
Yes.
You saw that blaze. We're
Painful. I attempted to go inside to rescue you, but realized that I needed to chase after the anathema, and hoped that you would find your way to safety. Important to take out the threat who may threaten hundreds, thousands. Over 5 cadets who know how to handle themselves.
There was an anathema in the glade with us.
Yes. That is why I need to know where Gale Whispered is. I know you've sworn a kinship.
We are all here in the infirmary, but I will not allow you to disturb my fang mates. They need to recover. They are no use to you injured. They're no use to the realm injured.
So, just
Yeah,
you know that you are...
talking back to a superior officer. Yes.
Okay, that's
What a
great.
But as commander of the fang,
Yeah, just wanted
Yeah,
to make sure
yeah.
that, like,
Oh, yeah,
this
just-
would totally not normally fly.
no.
All right. The Dalgale Whispered has a close relationship with who I believe is the anathema. I'm not saying that we cannot trust her, but I am concerned that she may have confusion. And I want to make sure that she doesn't jeopardize what we have to do next.
How did they get into the glade? There were dozens of students surrounding it.
She was taking the form of the quartermaster?
The wretched have ways of disguising themselves greater than anything we could imagine.
Sir, how certain are you? I'm sorry, that it's obviously this is a huge accusation. We want to do what we can to burn out the corruption here. But are we sure? Sir, it's not just your livelihood on the line, it's ours
Sure
as well.
enough that I would spill blood over hope and abandon to prove it.
Pyres has a mild pain in his ribs and just takes a moment to go, ooh, and lie back, just to get out of that conversation.
Where are your weapons? You know that they are currently stashed on the other side of the bed. Out of sight, but they are close to you. Because I assume that you wouldn't let someone take them away from you without...
Oh no! Oh, absolutely not again. No.
Not again!
I have them in case of danger. They're close at hand.
Do you wish me to prove myself?
Anyone can spill blood. If what you say is true, then how do we know that it's you and not the anathema in disguise? How do
This
you
is
know
why
that it's
I
me? How do you know that it's Pyres?
This is how I will prove it.
Anyone can spill blood. As far as we've been taught in classes, they have the same color blood as we do.
But you're wrong. I can prove it, but I need your weapons to do so.
No.
Forgive me, cadet, was that refusing a direct order from a superior officer?
Refusing a direct order from someone who claims to be a superior officer when we are in the midst of attack by anathema. Requesting the weapons from an injured comrade of mine?
He
Sounds like an
very slowly
excellent-
stands up.
Yeah, this.
I straighten. This is an excellent tactic.
I will prove to you that I am who I say I am.
Do it without touching his weapons.
Then I will need Soaring Eye instead. It must be Jade.
I look him up and down. Is he not carrying any weapons?
Not that you can see.
Interesting.
Have you ever seen him carry a weapon?
No.
No, I have not. His only weapon is his big booming
Punchable
voice.
face. Oh, yeah.
Punchable face. Hey, Scale. Oh, you're awake.
Punchable face. What's going on, guys?
Yeah. Back to bed.
I looked at Pyres.
Oh, damn. I would like to roll over and retrieve Abandon. I'd like to hold it out towards him. I'd like to keep my grip on it if I can. If he doesn't need to take it from me.
No. He's not he's holding at his hand, but if you rest the blade, is it still sheathed or are you unsheathing it?
I will keep it sheathed. I don't need to draw a weapon on an officer
So
as well.
he isn't like taking the whole sword, but he is pulling the sheath away from the weapon itself.
Okay.
I'll also point out that in your hands, the weapon is light because you are attuned to it. In anyone else's hands, until they attune to it, it will be much heavier. Not impossible for anyone to lift,
Right.
but think of like the weight of a sword is like a pound or two, right?
Right.
Like it's a kilogram. To him, it will probably weigh 10.
Right.
Not nearly as easy to swing around.
So
No, Viren is not wearing any armor that you can see. He's not wearing any armor, and he is not carrying a weapon that is visible.
is visible. Sir, we've never heard anything in relation to the anathema being damaged on contact with Jade or... Sorry, I should ask, have I ever heard that? I don't think so. I don't think that's in my immaculate philosophy textbooks.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Oh, Pyres is just asking him, I've never heard of the anathema kind of like being hurt by Jade, damaged by it, you know?
Oh, no, that's not a thing.
That's not a thing that we know.
Not as far as you know, no.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I'll ask him that question as I hold it out to him.
So he pulls, and with a sufficient amount of reverence, I should point out, he pulls the scabbard away, and he actually offers it to you to take. And then
Take it and tuck it under one arm.
And then he reaches over and he pulls a glass of water next to your bed and flings the remaining liquid out the window, where you hear the splat of it on the ground. And then he takes his hand and under the thing and he just runs his hand along the blade slightly, enough that he can squeeze a few drops of blood into the glass so that it forms a pool at the very bottom, and then just uses his hands and lightly just closes the wound. Exalted do not continue to bleed unless they, unless serious shit's going down. Puts the glass down on the table again. Now, look into the glass and ask whether I am who I say I am.
Okay. Pyres will bite.
Nudge it towards Pyres.
I'm gonna look down into the glass of swirling blood water. Is this man Cathak Vieran, the games master?
The liquid roils a little bit at the bottom of the glass, and then
Cool.
it turns a very distinct shade of white.
I kind of like quirk an eyebrow up to Vieran.
I don't have any occult, so I have no idea.
I also think I have 0, actually.
That's really too bad.
No, we'll tell somebody. It's fine. At some point. Is this meant to say something to us, sir?
Were the question that you posed not answered, well, okay, no, he wouldn't say correctly because it's not a...
Yeah.
Okay, if the answer was no, it would have turned black.
I'm unfamiliar with this.
And now you see that irritation starts appearing across his face.
I'd like to offer the sheath back to Virus.
Yeah, I'll sheath my sword. Put it away.
Do you understand how dangerous an anathema is? That it can
Absolutely.
already sow such discord and confusion.
Absolutely.
Their illusions can trick us, can pass through our eyes and ears and affect our minds directly.
Unfortunately, you're only making further case for my suspicion. We have been attacked. We have a traitor in our midst.
Yes, we do. And I'm going to need your help. You are the only ones I can trust, right?
Your blood magic trick, whatever it is, unfortunately, if anything, confuses me further.
Then you have not studied sorcery. I understand.
No, we are not at the spiral?
Okay, and then
Heptagram.
now
Heptagram.
a flash of anger across his eyes. Then how would you do it? You who know nothing. You, a mere cadet. Do you understand how you can prove whether or not I am telling you the truth?
It is difficult to prove a negative.
Then you understand that you have no choice but to follow me now.
We have no choice but to defend ourselves and the House of Bells against any threat.
Then you'll accompany me. And he stands up.
I'm not leaving the doorway.
Are you ready to fight, Pyres? For Cathak? For the realm?
No, he is not. He needs to rest.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Pyres. Be the hero I know you are. Rise and come with me. He's attempting to use what he believes is an intimacy that you may have, which is that you wish to prove yourself, perhaps in the eyes of House Cathak or of the realm.
For what it's worth, I've been steadily letting my voice get a little, like I started in hushed tones, but now it's like raised above standard conversation levels. So
So you're shouting.
not quite full on shouting, but it's
Well,
definitely
you-
like projecting.
Speaking with
So I'm not
purpose.
trying to make sure people stay asleep.
All right. Well, let me ask you then, Gale whispered.
Yes.
Would you wake up?
I would like to roll to see if I wake up, if I may. I think that's fair.
You are allowed to state that you wake up. I'm
No, but I
comfortable
don't.
with that.
I don't know.
All right,
so I
well,
would
then
like the
that's
dice
going to
to
be a
decide.
perception awareness roll.
Thank
Two
you.
cuddle.
No, the difficulty is going to be 2
Mhm.
because you are asleep, and yet someone is attempting to wake you in a vaguely subtle fashion.
Yeah, that's 4 successes.
You wake up.
Did I say yes?
And when you wake up, you hear the last few ringing words of Aresta's tone, but you also feel that just underneath the hollow of your throat, very lightly, is Siantel's hand, and she is trembling in her sleep. She's having a nightmare.
Well. Yeah, John. So I have a major intimacy that I believe he can play on. I would like to resist with a defining intimacy, which I can state.
Yeah,
if
you can
you
state
would
it
like
if
me
you
to.
wish.
Okay, yeah, because I believe that I am meant for more than what my house intends. If this is what my house wants me to do, follow him, then I believe that I'm meant for more than that. I'd like to resist his like action to try to persuade me to follow him like a dog.
Very well. Okay, so that's fine. That means that your resolve is going to get a net +2
Okay.
because you're resisting with a defining, but he is exploiting a major.
Due to my wound penalty, that sets my resolve to 3.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm not.
He doesn't have the best pool here. 3, you say?
Yeah.
All right. You may spend a point of willpower. You are at a decision point, sir.
Yeah. That's I have to.
You have to spend a point of willpower, and you must
Alright.
use at least a major or greater intimacy to prevent this from occurring.
No, I think in this instance, Pyres is like, wounded and tired enough that he will accept what is being asked of him. He will look to Aresta, and I mean, I'm not going to say anything necessarily. Well, yeah, Commander, I promise to do no more than to accompany the Games Master in this instance.
Yes. Yes. Now you.
If you can get past me without showing the mark of an accursed, you may go.
Whoop.
It is the only way that I know how to check. I know nothing of your blood trick. I know nothing of their detailed ways. But I know that when pushed, they show themselves.
Requiem, that's exactly what I said. He had to just, no. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. You keep talking. You were saying
Yeah.
specifically about like your resistance. I'm just going to check
The
this here.
accursed.
I think I may have messed something up, so.
I mean, Pyres is giving Aresta like the WTF eyes in this instance.
Yeah, and look, it's... Yeah, I guess, I'll turn to Pyres and be like, please don't also fight me.
No, I was correct. I was correct. If you wish to declare yourself as an obstacle to me and to Pyres,
I am an obstacle to someone who has showed up in the middle of the night to take away an injured ally. If you want a Cathach ally, take me. But you haven't asked me. You've asked Pyres, who is wounded. He is not at his best. If you say you lack allies, why would you take a weakened one other than to defeat him as a secret, hidden, whatever it is that's slinking around our grounds?
he nods, and then he turns and he looks at the window. And then he brings his hands up, and the water that he previously tossed out the window comes up through the window, and he just into your face, like as if he had dipped his hands in water.
I'd like to try to grab his wrist.
Oh,
Well, he's not anywhere near you.
Okay.
He's I mean, you can if you want to, like, reach out.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna, we'll just see. That's gonna be a dexterity. I'll let you use martial arts if you wish for that.
So then it's because like technically it's a grapple, but how do you wish to resolve this particular action?
This is technically a grapple, but because I don't think you're looking to join battle and then it is just going to be a straight up dexterity martial arts roll.
I think you're looking to join battle.
And he will also roll his dexterity and his brawl or martial arts.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just do this. It's fine. 2 successes.
He relents. You can grab his...
Okay.
If you actually want to... There you go. Not on the joint. There you go.
Yes, on the joint. Crack. Haha, I win!
Oh.
No! Fight Treacherous Canada will be so pissed at me! So you feel like a few, like, bloop, 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 brushes of water along your face.
What weapon do you carry?
None.
And yet you wish to go attack an anathema, unarmed,
What weapon?
with an injured...
What weapon do you carry right now, cadet?
My training.
Then we have different words for what we consider weapons. This behavior will be noted. Now step aside. Those of us who are ready to meet glory.
To die? Are you trying to kill? Like,
If I could just be doing something simultaneously.
Oh no.
Just so I'm not too late.
No.
As soon as Gil wakes up and hears stuff, she wants to gently try to get out of the bed without waking up Siantel.
Okay.
So as to not distress her.
There's a small whimper when you break physical contact.
I'll be back, I hope. And then grab Soaring Eye, and I wanna go to Garavel's quarters.
Unsheathing?
No, not yet.
I will point out that when you open the door, you will be opposite the thing, so you can try to stealthily make your way through.
I would like to do that.
All right. Well, the two of them are pretty distracted. So why don't you make a? We'll say that this is a wit stealth.
Cool. Does he count as faculty?
Yes, he does.
Yes, specialty applies.
Boom.
So good.
That's 4 successes.
Does he count as faculty? That's funny.
4 successes?
Yeah.
I don't think that that's going to be a worry. I'm just going to quickly check here. Nah, you're fine.
25
Great.
dice and...
I think that Aresta may have more pressing things to focus on.
no.
Okay.
My intention is to go and get Garavel. So yeah, you may continue if you wish.
I will carry him. I will not allow you to kill my oath mate in some sort of half-cocked attempt at glory. If there's anathema in our midst, we need to get every ally to our side.
Very well. Go back to bed, both of you. And I'll see you on the other side of victory.
Should we
And
alert?
with just a disdainful, withering look at Pyres, like, you could have been so much more.
Oh boy. Okay.
He starts to try and move past you.
I'm gonna let him go, but I'm not gonna let him out of my sight.
Okay. You have gone down the hall. Garavel's office does essentially function as his quarters because he would have to be present in case anything needed to be done. So when you walk in, he's asleep, illuminated only by a few torches. It's not terribly late right now, but it seems like he's the sort of person who sleeps when he can in case he needs to get up. But he's dressed in a loose green tunic and snoring very slightly.
I'd like to just knock on the door, hopefully loud enough to wake him up.
His eyes open wide as if he's ready for action already. And he sits up and he turns.
Sir, I heard raised voices coming from Kathak Aresta and Kathak Pyres' room.
He looks and sees that you're carrying your weapon. And he reaches under his bed, pulls out a small dagger, and then just starts following you. It doesn't seem to be a dagger of any special note, by the way, other than it looks incredibly keen.
That's what we thought about Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character in Head Over Heels, and we were very surprised. So I'm just saying.
That the reference we're gonna grab right now?
Sure is.
Okay.
Hello from the other side.
He killed a fly in the air. No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Just checking.
So he starts walking down the hallway with you. He's passing by, and then the two of them come face to face. Ah. Garavel. Step aside. I thought I could find heroes here.
Oh.
Garavel, pokes his head around an impressive frame to see whether there's somebody behind him, and then there's an also impressive frame.
Hello.
Is something the matter?
Games Master Viren was attempting to convince Pyres to leave bed rest.
You don't have the right to request a student to leave the infirmary. That's my call. So I would ask you please to not return until whatever investigation is complete. Huh. Never mind. I dare say you won't need to see me again. And he shoulder checks Garavel, and then sees you, Gale whispered. Is she on bed rest too? She is to remain here, sequestered, while the investigation is taking place. She will not leave this building. Good. Make sure it stays that way. And he opens the door, walks out, and slams it with enough force that the windows rattle.
I would have been attempting to get through that door right after him, despite what I...
You're following?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to.
I know.
Garavel does lift, not like he's not putting a hand in front of you, but he is lifting a hand, and it's unmistakable that he's like, stop.
I don't trust him.
This isn't just your career, cadet. This could be your life.
He was asking Pyres to throw away his.
And you have defended him. The battle's won.
I'm afraid that it's only just begun.
And this is when the title card, boom.
Yes. It's a good
ExalTwitch
it's a long ass cold open, guys. I'm really impressed.
Pew, 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 pew,
only 36 hours of cold open, and now we're ready to go.
There we go.
Yay.
What was he asking Pyres to do?
Join him.
Join him how? Here. Come along. You too.
I need to make sure that Siantel is okay.
You need to come with me for now.
We won't close the door.
Siantel will be fine.
I like to stick my head in just to make sure.
She's just still sort of this level of restless sleep. So she's clearly dreaming, but she's not flailing about in bed or, picking up weapons from midair and
Stabbing.
Also, yeah.
I would like to take the pillow I was using and put it under the bed, so if she rolls off, at least she doesn't fall on hard floor.
I would like to just take the pillow and
No,
I was
Don't
gonna say
even give it
cut
to her to hold.
replace yourself. Yeah.
Put it on the
We all had
floor,
different
that's
pictures.
So cute.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
In case she falls out of bed.
Yes.
It's so cute.
okay.
It's really sweet.
Damn it.
When's the last time you fell out of bed? Oh, yeah.
To his credit, Garavel does poke his head in as well, although when he sees her sleeping restlessly, he seems to just acknowledge this without any real sign of concern. He does poke his head in, sees that Flavienne is still in her room, closes the door, and then goes and enters Pyres' room with the two of you. Close the door. The windows too.
I'll go to the door.
I'll go to the window then.
I'll stay right here.
I'll open my shirt.
Okay, all right.
Garavel hasn't been seen since the game.
Caravel?
Sorry. Viren hasn't been
you're
seen
playing.
since the game. He arrives here, and his first instinct is to go and see you. Why?
Sir, with all due respect, we don't know who we can trust right now.
Except for each other.
And I look at both of them and then nod.
You can spend a mote to make sure that your sworn kinship is where you expect them to be.
No, that's okay.
Aw, that's
Aw.
nice.
I think
It's not like
Aresta
I've been
will.
burned by that in the past. Right, Scott?
Aresta's going to.
Okay.
You remember?
It's
Never mind.
your hearthmates are very, very close by in
Great.
the areas that you would expect them
Directions
to
that I
be.
expect. Great. So far, so good.
All right.
We have not gotten a chance to discuss, all of us, what we think is the best course of action. We have not yet gotten a chance to speak with Flavienne. It would be unfair to move ahead without consulting her.
You do understand that your being in a sworn kinship doesn't cancel out the duty that you have to the House of Bells or to your superior officers.
We're aware of this. And we have no specific reason to distrust you. You're just.
You
part
just
of
have a
everyone.
specific reason to distrust everyone else. I understand. I cannot allow you to leave the infirmary. Do you understand?
Yes.
Sir, if you do need more information, I would ask the Commandant.
My charges are here. My duty is here. And until the Commandant decides to pay you a visit, I will not be seeing her.
And we respect that, sir. Thank you.
Do you need assistance sleeping?
No.
He stands up. He goes to the door. And then he looks at the glass, like quirks his eye, and then opens the door and closes it behind him and leaves.
No, actually, I'd like to interject if I see him do that.
Yeah.
Sir, is there sorcery that you can draw your blood and ask a question of it?
You can make that roll, Gale whispered. Yeah,
I would love to.
that's an intelligence
Yay.
occult roll.
Woohoo!
How would you know about this sort of sorcery, if I might ask?
Reading literally everything, especially stuff that you're not supposed to read about.
That's a stunt. Go ahead.
I'm imagining a scene where Gale Whispered is just like opening book after book, and one of them has teeth, and she's like, "Whoa, whoa!" You know what I mean?
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Yeah, she's
Oh.
like, she uses soaring eye to like prop the teeth open.
I'm loving all of the assumptions that are being made in chat when they don't realize that we've actually been playing Dresden Files this entire time.
Oh, that's good.
That's 8 successes.
Wow! Gale.
so-
Gale.
I'm going to assume that at some point someone's going to describe exactly what happened.
Yeah, I mean,
But what
yeah.
you have seen is an extremely simple illusion. It's a thing that can turn one liquid into another color. This is baby stuff. This is it is sorcery, but barely.
I fucking love it.
So no,
It's not like a truth.
there is no sorcerer's charm that you can think of that involves blood in a glass that can tell whether or not someone has said the truth.
That's not a thing.
Then we know we can't trust Viren.
Of course we can't. We determine whether or not we can trust somebody by how they behave on the battlefield, and I think we have certain ideas about that.
It's always nice to have confirmation. And I'm not, like, hiding this discussion from Caravel for what it's worth.
You don't have to look any further than me. I do not trust him. His actions aren't trustworthy. And no teacher would pull someone so recently injured to chase after an anathema.
I haven't used the word in Caravel's presence, so I'm gonna look at him.
Sir, a teacher would imply that we have learned something from him.
Fucking burn.
I would have thought, Cadet, that you would understand that you can learn something from an enemy as well as an ally.
This is a house where we are taught to defeat our enemies. Sir, why is he still here? Why doesn't the Commandant throw him out on his ass?
He was dead. And because my job is to make sure that you stay alive.
I appreciate that.
Dead?
While students believed that he was missing, we assumed that he had perished. The last that we saw, he walked into the glade and then it went up like an inferno.
Yeah.
We have not seen any evidence that anyone left that glade until we managed to purge it of flame. Now, I will remind you saw 2 sets of tracks that have left. Now, admittedly, it's possible that you saw it and everyone else missed it. You know, that is... water aspects stay moist.
That's my secret.
Kung Fu Fenris, his
I know,
aspect has never
always.
been officially declared, but just recently he seemed to be able to manipulate water. However, someone is going to have to let the rest of the campus know that Viren is alive.
I have big lungs. I can yell out the window without leaving the...
I think it'd be better that we not antagonize him more than we already have. Sir, it might be best if it came from a fellow faculty member.
I'll see if I can find a nurse. And he stands up and he walks out of the room, unless someone chooses to stop him. You know, maybe you try to kick his ass. I don't know. You seem to have a rage
Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. Are you glowing yet? Are you glowing yet? Come on, glow, damn
into
it.
the door frame
Punch.
repeatedly until it's
It's like, interrogating someone who totally isn't the person you're looking for. You just keep beating them up until they glow or don't.
until they glow.
It's like
exactly,
witches, witch trials. Psh,
yeah. Right,
yeah.
right. Which one?
Yeah.
It would appear, Arresta, you already know. Gale, I need to tell you. Viren arrived here. As Arresta said, he tried to persuade me to come and find you, to try to persuade you to get all of us out of bed. I don't think he meant right this second, but his goal was to get us to eliminate the anathema, but not the one you think.
Who then?
He believes... He said that we are meant to avenge the Quartermaster Juin,
He says she is dead.
killed by a wretched Bracken. Yeah, I know. If they can indeed take the form of anybody, then it could be anyone. It could be you. It could be me.
As far as
Whoa!
Sorry.
As far as I can tell, the 5 of us are all still in the infirmary. So unless they've stuffed one of us into a pillow, like sort of, hopefully trying to create levity, like poke Pyres' pillow. I think the 5 of us.
We should get some rest while we can.
You should.
He's
Will-
not.
We'll discuss tomorrow. I had the beginning of some ideas, and now they need to be altered slightly, but the skeleton of them can still work.
It's like studying before you sleep. It all comes together in the morning.
Yes.
Most of the time.
And I owe both of you an apology as well. For before. It's not fair of me to go through it's not fair of me to imply that everybody should have lived their entire lives questioning every piece of information that was fed to them. That is not a healthy way to live. I'm sorry for being impatient with you. I understand that you were mad because you care.
Just don't want to see anyone.
Tell. Sorry,
Sorry.
I'm glad you could tell.
And or at least I don't want to see anyone throw themselves down in front of an anathema in the pursuit of knowledge, and lay down their life for no reason. That's all.
But see, I don't see much reason in a life without knowledge. So this might be an agree to disagree sort of situation.
I think it's more of a balance. A little bit of some, little bit of the other, not too much on the dead side.
The longer you live, the more questions you can answer.
That's true. Oh, that's good.
As long as you're not afraid to ask.
Oh, that's good too.
Anyway, enough of that. I'm glad you're both
Sleep.
not dead.
Sleep, same.
Good night.
The door to the infirmary opens and closes. You can hear it.
I'm taking my swords out and I'm throwing them down the
Oh,
hall.
shit.
No, I won't do that, obviously. Sorry, I'm not going to do that. I just...
Yeah, no. I look out. And I'm also like
Okay.
opening the door so that...
Garavel seems to have just sent someone out, so he has just closed the door.
Okay. Oh,
And
phew.
he... when he looks back down the hall, instructions have been sent. If Vieren's seen, he's to report to Nuven immediately, or else he will be chased as a suspect.
I hope
Okay.
he's just a misguided... pain.
Anathema are tricky, Cadet, and there is a reason that we must hunt them relentlessly if needed. They will not make it in these walls. That I can guarantee.
I assume that means like the infirmary walls. But
Well, that's what he's saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm going to assume he means that because I was,
Yes.
Sass Kate was like, well, they're already in the school. You failed. But like, no.
You failed. You suck, Garavel.
I've
Mission
been here for
failed.
a decade.
Cadet.
God damn.
I understand that you have feelings of mistrust. Stay with your hearthmates, but get some rest. The more tired you are, the more likely they are to be able to deceive you or defeat you.
I know.
I'd like to read intentions on Garavel, just
Sure.
for shits and giggles.
What are you
Uh,
attempting to find out?
Intimacies towards anathema.
Okay.
My computer restart.
His guile is 2.
Okay.
Watch, I say his guile is 2, and everyone's like, well, I'm getting into that shit. Well, I'm going to read intentions too. Blah, 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 blah. So,
Blah, blah, blah,
what
blah,
what
blah.
do you want to check?
Oh, I was just emptying my
Oh,
dice tray.
I saw you fiddling with
So
dice.
that-
You're welcome to if you wish. It's right there.
I like Garabel.
That's 4 successes for me.
He has a minor intimacy of hatred towards the anathema.
Oh,
Pretty standard for most.
Not necessarily. I mean, like, you actually have to.
Care.
It's sort of like I don't have an intimacy where I hate, like, purse thieves,
Yeah.
but, like, I still hate them, but, like, it's not like an
Yeah,
all-encompassing thing.
it's not relevant enough to your life to have an intimacy.
first thieves.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. Resta will
Thank you, Gilad. Good.
open the door for Gale and also go out into the hallway. And like open the door behind me and like go into the room with
You do it just like
Vivienne.
that?
And like I do, like I open the door behind me and I'm like, okay.
I love our awkward friendships.
That's
That's
great.
great.
That's wonderful.
I'm getting back to my cuddle puddle.
Aw,
If the cuddle puddle still
there.
exists. Oh god, no.
No cuddle, just puddle.
John took a sad inhale. I know.
Siantel is still in bed.
Oh,
The pillow that you previously laid out has been seized by her, and she has buried her face into it. But she still seems to be asleep.
she's still suffering from a night terror?
No.
Oh, that's good. I'm gonna put Soaring Eye like way closer to me than it was before. And like under the bed where I can really grab it. And try to go back to sleep. But my brain is thinking of plans.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna go back to where I was sitting, but I might actually give in to sleep.
Okay.
I would like to, until rest overtakes me, I requested earlier some like parchment and quill and such. I'd like to start drafting
A will.
2 letters. If I only get as far as like, dearest family, and I fall asleep, like that's cool. I'm addressing 2 letters, one to my parents and one to Maral, wherever
Your
she
sister,
is.
Moral.
My sister Maral, that's right. Wherever she is with the Legion these days. And we can talk in a bit more detail, John, but my intention with these letters is to request information about some of the new connections I've made, specifically one Cathak Thierin, who seems to be a war hero, who seems to be an excellent connection for me to have made as someone who wants to, pursue life in the Legion. What can you tell me? How can I ingratiate myself to him? What would the house require of me? That's what I'm going to start to do. Again, I don't think I'm going to get through writing 2 letters before I fall asleep.
dearest Ma. Flat.
No.
All right. I have given you 1 night of downtime, so you've recovered your willpower, your essence.
Excellent.
I believe at this point now the only Pyres, you still only have 4 out of your 5 willpower.
Yeah.
And otherwise, you're all full, other than, of course, your committed modes.
Correct.
Your -2 health level, Pyres, is now healed, so you are only at -1.
Oh, excellent.
I've made the change for you.
Ah, thank you. Yeah, I was just about to. Thank you.
You wake up. Breakfast has been laid out for you in trays. It is not nearly as decadent as you would have received from the mess, but it is still far more luxurious than any hospital food you've ever seen in your lifetime.
Is Savian awake?
Yes. She is still far too injured to look like she's ready for battle.
That's fine.
But she is now awake and hungry. She makes little grabby hands towards the tray.
Oh,
I assume they have those like hospital tables, so I wheel one over, or like a breakfast and bed table or whatever they have, and bring it over to
something.
her. Yeah.
She starts eating with gusto.
I will also start at my food. How you feeling?
I am ashamed to admit it, but I think it was possibly the most needed sleep I've ever had.
It's not shameful.
It is a little shameful. I feel as if I've been resting on the job.
We're
Did you
I
manage
keep
to
trying
get
to
rest?
say like lockdown and quarantine, and none of those are the actual words I'm looking for.
You're confined to the
Sequestered.
Yeah, thank you.
You're sequestered. You're
That's fine. Yeah, those words. I say those things. She asked if I managed to get any rest.
yes.
Yeah, I should catch you up on things. So, we're stuck here pending investigation, possibly to be charged because of the glade burning down. We've told them we didn't start the fire. Bracken came to see us. Seemed very cheery and assured that we'd be fine. Then Viren showed up. And tried to convince Pyres to leave with him. Claims that Dwin is dead, and also totally lied.
Juin dead.
She's gone. No one's confirmed that she isn't, but I also don't trust Viren.
We should never have trusted Viren. It's just a thing that I must know about her house. I'm kidding. When you awaken, Gale whispered, Siantel is awake. She has seemingly relinquished the pillow at some point during the night. Hey.
Good morning.
Are you all right?
There was
You okay?
yeah, yes. I mostly slept very, very well. Are you okay? Because I think you had a nightmare at one point.
A nightmare? I don't remember one. I slept soundly.
I'd like to read intentions on that.
Sure. What are you reading?
No, you can't get intimacies around like such and such always causes me nightmares, but like I guess her intentions for the scene now that she said that.
Yeah. I mean, you could also always just see if she has any intimacies towards nightmares.
or fear-based intimacies, right? Things that might cause her fear.
Sure, let's do that. I like that.
I don't know if that's better.
Fear-based intimacies.
Okay.
Gale whispered.
God. I did not ask what her guile was, but I rolled 3 successes.
Her guile is currently 0.
Cool.
Well, that's nice. Wait.
Intimacies towards fear?
Yeah.
Whoop.
No.
Okay. Okay, well, it's good that you don't remember them, I guess.
I'm afraid I don't see what I look like when I sleep. Do I snore?
No, you weren't snoring. You just seemed very distressed.
Oh. I'm sorry I kept you awake.
You didn't keep me awake.
How did you know?
I was awake for another reason. I quickly fill her in on what happened last night.
she starts looking angry and then confused.
Oh.
I was thinking that maybe we should all take our breakfast in Flavienne's room, and then we can talk about it as a group.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. And she gets up, and then she starts changing into her uniform as one would, except then, like, even though she's never evidenced this before, but now there's some shyness around this.
And I like pretend that I'm checking on my my artifact and just making sure that it's tucked away okay.
Oh yeah, I gotta make sure that artifact's sharp.
Yeah,
Oh,
better start stroking my. What am I doing? Why am I doing this with my? Oh my God, Gail, stop! What are you? Get a hold of yourself.
If I throw it, does it still come back?
Snap out of it, Gale.
Ah!
Well, now she's got no clothes
The
left.
window through Pyre's window.
Ah, yay!
But she dresses with the efficiency of a soldier, as I imagine all of you do. There's been more than once that you've just been like, all right, everybody better be out the door in 45 seconds. And, but you find yourselves all in Flavienne's room.
Everybody brought up to speed.
Yeah, I think so.
Did anything happen after we all parted ways?
No.
I fell asleep.
Good.
Me
Good.
too. Now, I want to know how people are feeling about. I know.
Discuss. I forgot my water, so I'm going to
Oh,
go get it.
yeah, get
Oh,
some
no.
water. I know people don't feel like we should be trusting anyone other than the people in this room, and I don't disagree. I just want to say I do think we're in a bit of a rock and a hard place scenario here. What I'm trying to say is this. Viren tried to kill us. I look at Flavienne. Then, when that failed, he turned the tables and wants to... he told me he wanted to recruit us into the Wild Hunt to deal with the real anathema, Bracken. Unfortunately, we don't have a reason to trust Viren. But we also know that there is one here on the campus. Or at least there was. I want us to trust each other, and I just wonder if we need some bigger firepower.
I have 3 plans I would like to put forward, and whichever one you all think would be the best, I will go along with. And of course, if you have other ideas, please contribute. I tried to be as exhaustive as possible, but maybe something slipped through the cracks. Plan A, we will call the safest plan option out there, which is to go along with everything that Viren says. Everything. Show public support for him. Whatever he asks you to do, whatever cause he asks you to join, you join it. Make sure that you are as much in the public eye with him as possible. It would be harder for him to arrange a convenient accident for us that way, if publicly we were tied to him.
Yeah, but it would mean turning on Bracken.
I needed to present this as an option because it is arguably the safest course of action for us to take. Plan B, we buy as much time as possible. We insist that all of our Fang mates and Hearth mates be present for any interrogation that is conducted. That means waiting until Flavienne is completely healed. Perhaps we ask Garabel to allow us as much extra time as he can in that regard. We buy time. With that time, we get information. We speak to members of House Tepet. We speak to as many people as we can about Viren. We try to find out whether or not Juwin is really dead. We follow a track that I found yesterday. We can do it in pairs, not alone. We'll do it as safely as possible. I try to break into Bracken's office to see what
We aren't
he
allowed to
knows.
leave. We
Well,
aren't allowed to leave here.
We aren't allowed to leave here, but
So
I'm
if we
proposing we would leave here.
Day to
Anyway.
get. Yep.
Somebody would do these things.
Somebody.
Buddy. So basically, in public,
good.
we're still maintaining a good relationship with him. We're not accusing him of anything, but we are buying ourselves as much time to try to get some leverage on him, find out who he's working for. He must be working for somebody. And once we have a little more in our arsenal, then we can make a move against him. That is plan B. Plan C is, in this investigation, we accuse him publicly of being the one who started the fire. We try to gather as much evidence as possible to support this accusation. We declare ourselves enemies of him in a public forum and hope that enough of the faculty hate him that they will support us and keep us alive as long as possible. That one has the poorest chance of survival, but I can make no guarantees.
Why does that have the poorest chance of survival? We have the most allies.
We don't know who he's working for. If he's working for somebody who's more powerful, it doesn't matter how many allies we have at the House of Bells.
I mean, if that's the case, then we're screwed either way. If he's so strong that the entire House of Bells can't save us, then no option will save us.
He's not so strong that he wouldn't survive a throat slit.
That I suppose is plan D. Death. Plan death.
I think the public involvement is the answer because we don't know which individuals to trust. So I think you have tapped into the answer.
Which is the first one.
All of them involved public displays because we can't trust any one individual as much as I'm inclined to trust Garavel right now.
Well,
So
So you
how-
trust somebody because they're being nice to you.
So how do we, from in here, get the entire public to hear us?
Flavienne, by the way, is, if she can at all reach, she is stealing food from other people's trays.
I will
cute.
let her.
cute.
But like, she's not asking.
That's, yeah.
She's
No,
just
Arista,
like,
your gains.
oh, you don't need that roll.
Sick gains.
So I have a question. What do we do? No. Okay, here's a better question. So we know we don't trust the Aaron. What do we think he's told us that's the truth and what's a lie?
He can't tell whether or not someone's lying by putting some blood in a cup.
I think he really is intent on purging all anathema from creation. I think that he really does care a tremendous amount how the public sees him and sees value in his games. And I think he sees the value in us.
Is Juin dead?
That I need to find out.
Is Juin anathema?
The Juin that we saw, as far as any of our teachings have told me, say that she is, but if that could have been someone in disguise, so
I believe it's her.
There is one at the House of Bells. I'm inclined to agree with Gale Whispered. I think it's her as well. But the thing that I think is getting me, if Fioren's plan all along was to either use us or martyr us or whatever to get at this anathema, how did he know she was here in the first place? Either everybody knows and it's a secret.
Or someone knew and told him.
Bingo.
This
Who is he talking to?
This is why I need to search Bracken's office.
Exactly, Bracken.
I just don't know. The trouble with option A is that everyone knew that he put us into that glade. That was no secret, and he was sending us to die. So, as much as him conveniently, arranging another convenient accident for us would possibly put blame on him, if his focus is on capturing Bracken, I guess, at this point, I don't know whether he's beyond using us to get to that end.
Oh,
So
I think
don't-
absolutely he would continue to use us, but then at least we would have a little more control over the narrative.
I'm just not
We-
sure that's the safest.
What
Should
would you be
also-
looking for in Bracken's office?
notes that say I am an
proof of
anathema.
conspiracy between her and Juwin or her and Viren. I believe she has sided with one of them. Truly, she cannot just be playing them both against each other. And to what end? I think that she's truly loyal to one of them, and I want to find out which one it is. I don't know if she would be foolish enough to leave that evidence in her office, but I also know that Siantel, who is very adept, could not break into her office.
Why not?
She's managed to break into all the other faculty's offices.
That I've
different?
tried. But for some reason, I couldn't get past her locks.
It's there. That. There's something there. I would very much like to follow the tracks, see if we can determine whether Juwin is actually dead, see if there's a scuffle at the end of the tracks and who walked away alive, and try to get into Bracken's office. That would be plan B, by the way. Buy ourselves some time and do reconnaissance missions.
Gale, if Bracken is, and Pyres lowers his voice a bit, anathema, I mean, I understand what you were saying yesterday about wanting to find out as much as you can, but you also know that they are dangerous, and that it's our duty to, report them.
There was a loud knock at the door, but Zoom likes to counter duck, so dramatic interjections aren't always
Gotcha.
dramatic.
So Pyre shuts up.
Yeah. Come in. It's not my room.
Standing quite regally at the door is Nuven.
Oh.
no.
This is really good. Commandant, I try to throw up a salute and
At ease.
stand up.
Straight.
Yeah.
Still sitting up straight.
Stand up.
So, please, somebody who's actually military, correct me if I'm wrong here. But in general, if someone says at ease, you are supposed to relax. It's a command. It's not a suggestion.
Right. Yeah. Oh, no, for sure.
As you were would be like, go back to what you were doing. But at ease is just like, yeah, you're still paying attention, but you're not like erect.
You don't have to be add attention. Cool.
I mean, there's this, and there's at ease where they're all standing with their hands behind
Right,
their backs
hands
and their
behind
legs
backs
shoulder
and
width
stuff, yeah.
apart. So, yeah.
As you were is also command. Yeah. See? This is why we have a chat.
Thanks,
because
yeah.
I've never served in the military.
We also have the chat because we love the chat.
Of course, I imagine the different militaries have different rules, but whatever. It's time for me to ask you a few questions. Now, you are a sworn kinship.
We're all together, Gale.
I would not dream of separating the five of you. However, I am curious whether or not you have different answers to these questions. Therefore, I'm granting you the option to refuse to separate if you wish, but it will be noted in the investigation.
How would you separate us if we were to agree to it?
You would be asked to go to another room in the infirmary while I ask, I imagine, Cadet Flavienne first, seeing as how she appears to be the most indisposed.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm kind of looking at everybody.
Yeah, we're all kind of looking at each other, I feel like.
Thakaressa, you are the commander of the Fang of the Lost Hand, therefore the decision is yours to make.
Silently.
Will you all remain and not allow me the opportunity to ask you individually? Or will you step into another room?
I'd like to use my speech without words.
Hey, this is why you spend experience.
To communicate with the members of my sworn kin.
Yep.
with the following. We will split up. Take as long to answer as you can. Do not accuse Viren. Say nothing of anathema. And it all kind of looks like this.
You're like
baseball
fidgeting.
signs?
No, you're probably fidgeting with your food or eating your food or something. You tap your roll twice. You peel off some of the crust. Yeah.
Didn't Nuven like say that like we should be on guard for an anathema though? We should say nothing additionally about it. You
Well,
mean?
yeah, we shouldn't go, oh, we found it.
Okay,
Like, that's
sorry.
what I'm saying.
I'm not talking back out loud to Gale. I'm out of character
Jesus
asking
Christ.
Liz. Sorry. Okay, we're good. Thank you.
As long as we can stay within the infirmary, I consent to her being questioned individually.
Very well. You'll return to another room and you will wait until such time as I'm ready. And then she looks at Flavienne.
I'd like to give Flavienne like a little squeeze on her knee or some part that is not injured.
Thank you. And then she like looks a little sad if anyone's picking up one of the trays to take out of the room.
I'm gonna leave her like half of my like one of the bowls of food that I still have left. Put it onto her plate and take her empty plate in exchange.
That's nice.
So all of you get out?
Yep.
Okay. The door closes.
As soon as we're in the other room, I would see this as a very good opportunity to...
Oh. What's this?
I'm listening.
Okay,
Oh.
it was like high five? Like,
Nope,
sure.
it's like
we can
hand.
high five.
Nuven's disembodied hand comes through the door and just like
slaps you in the face.
Wait, what?
The first thing that you hear is a rake of incredibly loud sound against the door. It hurts.
Holy shit.
Ouch.
She's saying this super low. Actually, no, she's continuing to communicate with them because we're still in the same scene. So without saying this out loud, I would like to follow the trail. Please let me follow the trail.
Like right now.
And I motion to like, Nuven, what if
Yeah.
she wants to talk to you next?
As fast as I can.
She'll be as fast as she can.
Yeah.
God damn it, Gale.
I guess I want to like 1 second. I'm listening to this, and I want to see what the pace of this investigation sounds like it's going at.
You are still just hearing that scraping sound. It would appear that somebody is attempting to counter abilities that would listen in. So you're going to have to roll.
Okay.
It's going to be in a perception awareness roll. The
Yeah.
difficulty is going to be 4.
Okay. Perception.
What? Good luck.
3 and
I like the idea that, Gale is like, guys, like, quick, while Mom's in the other room, like, I'm gonna grab the cookies!
yeah, right.
Why do you think I said take as long as you can answering? God damn it.
Answer, because I want to sneak out.
Yes.
Great. Then I'm gonna also spend another 2 months for success.
Just so good.
Quick before the rain washes away the trail. God damn it.
Oh, my rate.
2, 3,
Excuse me?
Okay.
5.
So yeah, you can still hear.
Good.
Uh, it seems to be Nuven describing to Flavienne what rights she has, which is that she has the right to not answer a question, but Nuven has the right to acknowledge that she has not chosen not to answer a question. She has the right to ask for her fangmates to return at any time, but Nuven has the right to note that you asked for your fangmates at this point.
So yeah, I gesture 10 minutes and like point towards the window.
GTFO.
And I'm gonna look at our fellow stealth Siantel to see if she wants to come along.
Well, I'm injured. Oh, you didn't mean me.
Oh God. Oh.
Sorry.
I'm out.
If she isn't back in time and we get caught, someone's going to have to distract her. And it can't be you. You're the commander. And Pyres is busted.
Yeah, you can faint. You can be in a lot of pain. You can turn over the wrong way and split open a stitch.
Yeah. Good.
Unless you were volunteering.
I have to make sure the Gale Whispered gets back okay. The best way that I can do that is to stay here. All right. This is going to be a... how are you leaving, by the way? The window or the hallway?
I mean, whichever one Gale deems to be the most. I mean, I would
Going
say
through the
almost-
hallway means that you were passing by Garavel's office.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if his door is open.
His office is the front section
Okay.
of the infirmary.
Window it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you to roll. This is going to be a wits stealth.
Okay.
Your difficulty is going to be 3
Okay.
to get back to the, at least close to the glade, close enough that you can pick up the trail again.
Okay. I would like to stay to the shadows. I'm wearing dark clothing because that is Gale. And because she is who she is, I feel like she scouted out all of the buildings in the first week that she started school,
Great.
in case there was a surprise attack on the school.
You have successfully stunted all over this joint.
Thank you.
This overhang will make for excellent defensive measures against a dragon attack.
7 successes.
Whoa! It will make a good defensive.
Picking
measure
up the
against-
trail on the outside of the glade is not difficult. There are 2 sets. However, the set that belongs to the heavier one, presumably Viren, does not stay with... what I'm going to use Viren and Juin here. Just know that I'm not guaranteeing that those are the people. It's just
Of course.
those are who you assume they are.
Mm-hmm.
They diverge after a while. It would seem that Viren either deliberately lost the trail deliberately or inadvertently lost the trail. And then he veered off, but instead of returning towards the school, he actually left more in the direction of the walls that lead towards the outside of the bells, and therefore somewhere outside, even outside like the towns that serve the House of Bells.
All right, I would like to follow the Juin tracks.
Ah.
Juin tracks head in towards the forest.
All right, in we go.
So the glade, remember, is separate from other forested areas. Now, definitely separate, seeing as how it is a smoldering husk. You're headed into the forest, and you are moving as stealthy as anyone could possibly hope to at this point.
And yet,
No, there's no end yet.
she's always found us no matter what we've done.
That's true.
That is indeed true. But as you continue onwards, there's... The trail is... it's difficult to pick up. Difficult in ways that you know must be beyond just the standard, oh, well, it's been some time. Like, somebody has gone to an effort to try and conceal this trail.
I mean, I'd like to keeping an eye on the time because I really don't want to fuck this up for everybody. I'd like to keep trying to follow the trail if I can find it.
There's a few trees in this forest which are truly massive. We're talking not like redwood size, but, you know, like big ass oak tree size, right?
Nice.
And then The trail stops dead at one of these trees.
Does it seem as though somebody went up the tree or into the tree?
You don't notice this sort of scoring on the bark that would indicate that somebody climbed this tree.
Could I case the scene?
Yes.
Cool.
Back to you.
Mm-hmm.
A mag glass.
The questions are as follows, because I'm only going to sum this up. I don't want to play out the whole conversation for you.
Oh, for sure.
Because it's taking some time.
Mm-hmm.
Flavienne is indeed stretching her answers out and thinking, and every once in a while going like, oh.
Yes.
Funny.
When did you find out that you were going to be a participant in the games?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have prior knowledge of your opponent for the games? When you were inside the glade, why did you start felling trees on the outside of the glade and building a fire break? What were your intentions? When you set the fire, to which Flavienne corrects and says, we didn't set the fire. But when asked, who did, she has no answer. She also claims that what the original intention of the group was to do was to protest the game by making the glade essentially by destroying the glade, therefore there could be no winner.
Yeah.
But the intention was not to hurt anybody.
Mm-hmm.
She conveniently leaves out the idea that maybe you would have set fire to it.
Yeah.
But that indeed you were just trying to eliminate the glade itself.
Yeah.
Who set the fire? Was there an anathema? To which Flavienne answers, I didn't see one. Did you see Viren inside the glade? She answers, no.
Technically true.
Oh no, she saw Viren in the glade.
Weren't we?
She was
Ouch.
carrying you.
Right. Oh, yeah. I guess that was still. I was thinking like, oh, just outside the glade. Technically not the glade, but yeah. I guess that's that. No. That's. We did definitely. I do remember that happening.
Okay. So anyway,
Mhm.
back to you.
Mhm.
Casing.
Casing. Checking the tracks all around the tree, trying to avoid muddling it with my own tracks as much as possible.
Okay. She has learned. She's beginning to believe.
She's beginning to believe.
Jesus.
I feel
8 successes.
Counting happening there.
No.
Somebody approached this tree and instead of climbing up it, opened it and went inside. There has been at least one other person who has approached this tree and has left. However, as far as you can tell, there's still someone inside. You are relatively sure that this person knows that you are outside the tree.
Okay.
They
I
have
would
been
like.
here for since essentially 1 hour after the games.
Okay. I would like to take out my little notebook and use my fabulous little wind-carried words to, no wait, not cryptic essence cipher. I'm going to
Okay.
create a coded message meant to be understood by
Mm-hmm.
Juwin.
Excellent. You will text me this note.
Excellent. Thank you.
Just spend your
I want
damn-
otherwise it to seem like bad teenage poetry to people.
Yes.
Yeah. That's my
Yeah.
headcanon.
Dear diary, I think Santel likes me, but I can't be sure. Please give me a sign.
Dear diary, I woke up with my tears staining my pillow again.
Oh God.
Gain 1 point of banality.
No, one point of banality would be like, dear diary, I went to school today. Then I went home and did my taxes.
Oh. Oh, no thanks.
Bleh.
Oh, live journal.
Oh, boy. Ah, the old yes,
It's okay.
no,
I've
maybe.
switched
That's
usernames
classic.
like 7 times since then. You'll never find me.
Do you trust Juin?
Ooh. Sorry, good question.
She is the quartermaster. I see no reason not to trust her. I hope she's all right. Do you trust Vieren? I'm not sure what these games are for. Again, long drawn out.
Yeah.
So she directly avoids saying, no, I do
Or
not
yes.
trust him.
Yeah.
But instead says, like, I don't know what these games are for, and I'm not sure that I like them.
Yeah.
At which point, Nuven presses, do you trust Vieren? And her answer is, he is my commanding officer. I have no choice but to trust him.
Good answer.
At which point she's pressed again. Do you trust Vieren, regardless of his rank, regardless of his position?
Damn.
And then Flavienne says, Commander, after yesterday, I don't know who I can trust. And then it seems like the interview is going to start to wrap up. Now, because we want to know how long it's taken, I am going to ask that you roll a die and that Scott rolls a die. Oh, I just got the answer. So I'm going to do the things. I'm going to check my phone in the middle of game.
Ooh. Rolling a die. Okay, that fell there.
It's like 7 pages long. This is just like.
Nirvana, what if it takes the spit away?
Okay.
And it goes really far.
2,
And I rolled a 4.
4. Very well.
100 minutes.
After you finish writing this note, Gale whispered, what do you do?
I fold it up and leave it at the base of the tree, and then I'm hot-footing it back.
You are going quickly.
Yes.
Very well. I need you to make a dexterity athletics roll. You're
Okay.
going to make, if you make 4 successes, you're going to get back before anybody questions why you're gone. If you
Okay.
get 2 successes, you're going to have to depend on your friends to cover for your absence. If you get
Okay.
fewer than 2 successes, you will be caught.
Okay. I'm spending a willpower.
That's one.
And I would like to use, while I'm still undercover in the forest,
Yeah.
I would like to use my air effect,
Mhm.
5 motes, leap an entire range band horizontally. So I'm going to do that.
Whee!
Into a tree.
And,
love
Into
that.
the tree.
and then,
Whoa.
yeah, I know. Okay. And then I'm sprinting. Sticking
Okay,
to the shadows.
go ahead and roll. You've got your stunt.
Great.
Like the idea that you're sticking to the shadows at breakfast time. Like,
Yeah.
No one will beat Kieran for staying in the shadows.
Thank the
Fuck that
little
guy.
baby Jesus I spent willpower, or that would have been a double botch.
Whoa.
Including the stunt.
Yeah.
Damn.
So you got 1 success.
Yep.
Well,
Nuven thanks Flavienne for her time, and she's getting up. gosh, she's not back yet.
We need to distract her. She's leaving.
I'm gonna step up to the door.
I'm going to step
guess.
up to the streets.
That's Fire's favorite moving picture.
I'm going to lean into one of the empty rooms and start whispering to an empty room.
What are you doing, Pyres?
I'm waiting impatiently for the Commandant to step out.
The Commandant steps out of Flavienne's room and sees you.
Commandant, I'm ready for my questioning.
Good to know. You can return to your room.
Thank you, sir, but I believe you'll want to see me next.
I can't.
Why?
I am the next most injured, and one of the members of my Fang is needed a bit of talking to, sir.
Garavel's gonna give me a sponge bath later. I need to be. I'm really gonna have to ask you to roll your manipulation socialize here.
Of course.
I'll give
No,
you 2 dice for the stunt because I admire the conviction that you're throwing behind this. But
Thank you. Can I take away one of them as a wound penalty? Yes, I can. All right. That's okay. You know what? Sure, John.
these Goombas.
We suck.
Meanwhile, I'm like, we can't do that. I
I'm in
don't know
hot.
what you're talking about. No, we can't do that. I understand your strategy, but like, but this is all like in whispered
Also,
tones.
speak up, damn it.
Whispered
I got
tones.
more
Four successes.
I
Yeah.
got 4 successes. I
Oh my
don't believe
God.
it. Sweating bullets.
Oh, Ella, no.
Ella, yes? Question mark. Am I Team Chaos here?
Sorry. Gale whispered,
Yes.
where are you trying, how are you trying to re-enter?
Climbing back up the ivy on the outside of the building
But to where?
to my room.
Your room.
Yeah.
The one that
Whichever
you-
room I left through. Which I guess
So you left through Pyres' room,
Hello.
because that's where you all went.
it would be foolish for me to go back into Pyres' room
Okay.
because he might be being questioned in there.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna, Jesus Christ. Hold on.
Just gonna burn all her motes in one episode.
Yeah.
It's happening.
I'm gonna use wind carried words technique. Send a spoken message to, Ciantel,
Okay.
saying, tell me which window to enter from. God damn.
You get the answer, not Pyre's room,
Okay.
not whatever room you're
Whispering into
whispering into.
an empty room.
Not Pyre's boat.
So the charm I just used, by the way, it doesn't allow her to respond. So
Oh, well, then she
would just
can't
need to
respond
open
anyway.
a window. I assumed she would open a window.
Okay.
I shouldn't have said tell. Open the window. You
So
want me to?
she just points to the next window over,
Okay.
and then you enter that one. Okay. You scramble up, you get over the window, and you look directly into the face of Garavel.
Oh.
I did say she was getting caught. I didn't say who.
That's true.
God damn it, Ciantel.
Cadet.
Sir.
You're so bad.
He waits.
Sinis Bracken still has my gateway board, sir. It was very distressing to not have it with me. I didn't trust anyone else to fetch it but me. And then she wasn't in her office and I couldn't find her, and I'm very frustrated right now, sir. I apologize.
You need to roll me the best manipulation socialize of your life.
Of your life. And we've played so many
how
games.
was that stunt? Was that anything?
That is 2 dice. That's all you get.
You.
I'll take it. You have socialize, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, hello.
That's 3 successes.
Best of your life? No.
Who knows?
I'm so sorry. Oh. Damn it, Magpie.
And he just walks out of the room.
Absolutely incredible.
Start vomiting.
I hope you liked that one that you were getting from him. We're never getting that shit again. So good.
The rest of your fang, front and center.
Sir. And I'm going to head towards where Aresta is. Is she okay?
I'm just gonna close the door and come out.
Siantel also comes out.
Gail, you can come out now.
Gale emerges.
Oh. Pyrus is just like, what? I don't know how to say that.
Siantel. And she angles her eyes to a room and then they go inside there.
Does this all count as the same scene?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, ultimately,
I'd rather that you deal with them instead of me just reciting.
No, I don't
things
need
that
you to
other
recite.
NPCs are
It's
saying.
literally my. Is she quietly murdering them?
Oh,
That's my intention.
totally.
Oh well.
No, Flavian
totally
is still
quietly
alive.
Cool. Great. No, I don't need you to recite every scene that I listen in. It's my. Is my ally safe while I've turned my back on them? Chat.
Yeah, chat.
I'm
Yeah,
not ignoring
chat.
them. I'm trying to be interesting
Yeah,
for your
chat.
viewership. I look at Gale plaintively.
What happened? What happened?
That was not 10 minutes. I made it back within 10 minutes. That was not. You said 10 minutes.
I have an
and I'm
excellent
back in
sense
time
of
for
time,
10 minutes.
and it is not.
I am pretty sure.
I think you'll have to.
I am pretty sure, she says, whispering
Yeah.
Yeah.
furiously, that a certain someone is alive.
I'm gonna reach out and pinch Gale.
Ow.
Not a body swap.
Ow.
I was going to say it's pretty Gale. Yeah. Ow.
Full disclosure, I don't know for sure. I didn't see anybody, but I followed the tracks quite far. And the ones I believe to be the errands went outside the school towards the city. Towards the village, towards the other,
Whatever.
outside.
Northeast or whatever direction. That would
Wherever
mean
the
something
fuck.
to us on campus.
Well,
Yeah.
they went wherever the fuck.
That
Went
makes
down,
sense.
Bishop. How dare.
He doesn't stay on campus between games.
He claimed she's dead.
Yeah.
I believe he is lying,
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
which means this individual that he is trying to paint as a martyr could show up again, very much alive at any time.
Well, that's a stupid move on his part then.
Yes, it is. He's
Another conscious lie. Or he was fooled.
he could have been fooled. It's true. I didn't see any indication of a scuffle of any kind. It seems like he just lost the trail. Perhaps there was some illusion at play. Maybe.
I just don't know.
There's another knock at the door. It is not a lot of time that has passed. Pyres, I will see you now.
I go. I don't need to make a show of anything.
Santella is put back into the room, and it's clear that she is blank, like very carefully blank-faced, too composed.
I wait until Pyrus and she have gone.
They've gone.
That was fast.
She only asked me one question. Personal question.
And how do you feel about your answer?
She asked if I trusted the rest of you. Cadet Pyres. I'm going to make this very simple for you. I'm going to tell you something, and then I want you to tell me that you understand crystal clear. Once you do, we can continue. I need you to tell me the complete, unvarnished truth. I will not tolerate obfuscation or prepared stories. If I detect that you are lying to me, I will make it very difficult on you and every member of your sworn kinship, for I will have no choice but to believe that you are in league with enemies of the realm. Do you understand?
I understand, Commandant. I only want to serve the House of Bells and the realm. That's all I want.
Did you encounter any anathema while you were present in the glade at yesterday's game?
I saw what I believe to be an anathema. I don't know if that's the truth. I'm sorry.
Who set the fire?
I was unconscious. But I was unconscious. That's the truth.
Who set the fire?
It
Cadet?
wasn't us. Wasn't us, Commandant.
Then who do you believe set the fire?
That I can answer. I believe Cathak Vieran wanted to burn it down. It's a gut hunch, Commandant. You shouldn't take that as truth necessarily.
You can hear this, by the way,
Yep.
if
Yep.
you want to.
I would continue to listen if I've been listening to the others.
Who was the anathema inside the glade? Was it someone you recognized?
Sorry, by the way, to my fangmates for blowing this whole thing up.
It's all right.
I'm doing my best here.
I
No,
understand.
no.
That's the ticket. Thanks. Yes, let's use these. The thing had the form of Quartermaster Juin, sir. I say that only because I do not know what their powers are, if it could have been someone or something else. I trust the Quartermaster.
Do you trust the Games Master?
No. Not with
When
my
was
life.
the last
Not-
time you saw him?
I must have had a dream, because I saw him last night here.
Trust the rest of your house. Not house. Do you trust the rest of your fangmates?
I do.
Do you trust me?
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna read intentions,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say yes, Commandant. Do you trust that I'm telling you the truth? And I'm gonna read intentions.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna see if she has any intimacies
Yeah.
towards.
Fires.
Well, yeah. not the Fang of the Lost Hand. Me specifically, yes. In this moment.
Okay.
Me.
Pyres.
Go ahead.
kid's
Her
gonna go for
guile is currently. We'll say it's 3.
That kid's gonna go far.
Minor.
Minor.
I like his style. Minor.
Ooh, that's comedy.
Oh,
All right.
boy.
Can I do anything? Not really. Yes, I can. John,
Yes.
if it is an emotion-based intimacy,
It
I just need
is
to find my charm.
Potentially, if there is one.
It will penalize her guile as if it were her resolve. So I'll leave that. Whether
Very
that
well.
penalty is in check here, I'll leave that secret.
Go ahead.
Spend some fucking motes.
Yes, join me in bankruptcy.
I declare
Bankruptcy.
Okay.
Fudge,
1, 2,
fudge,
3,
fudge,
4
fudge. Shit.
successes. 4 successes.
Tepet Nuven has a minor intimacy towards Kathak Pyres.
Oh.
Are you ready?
Not quite.
I'm going to say it anyway because it's not going to be that
Yeah,
hard to
no,
remember.
go for it. Liz will write it down.
Minor intimacy. Kathak Pyres. Hope.
That's really nice, actually. So I guess I look up into her eyes and I see some hope in there.
And also some abandon.
Okay, all right.
Who are you trying to protect?
My Fang. Me. The school. Commandant, Commandant, permission to speak plainly, please?
She leans forward and she steeples her fingertips in front of her. Granted.
I don't know what the hell is going on here at the House of Bells. And there may be secrets, there may be things that are kept from us. That's part of the game we play as Princes of the Earth. The Commandant, if Kathak Vieran is still here, I know you do not respect him. You have us. You have the House of Bells on your side. Declare yourself. Send him off this property. Get him the fuck out of here. Thank you for your permission.
Thank you for
And then
not
he
killing
lapses
me
back into silence.
outright. Without
he's
a
just
word,
like-
she stands up. She walks out of the room, heads directly into the room that has the 3 of you, and bursts open without knocking. And she points directly at Aresta. Tell me who the anathema was that you saw in the glade.
Is the individual questioning no longer individual?
I don't understand what you...
You said she burst into the room that there are multiple of us in,
Yeah.
and she'd previously established that we were being questioned individually. So I'm
Oh yeah,
clarifying.
she's straight up asking you. Like
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no like she has walked in, gone like, boom,
Wi-Fi on the
you
laptop
tell
here.
me, and you were like sitting there. I don't know, maybe you're holding like crumpets. I don't know. Whatever you maybe you were playing like Cat's
Master.
Cradle with Gale Whispered. She's right there. So is Siantel.
I didn't play Cat's Cradle.
I want to ask that as respectfully as possible.
Okay, so you
but
are in character asking.
in character.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, that was
Because your question was vague, so please
sorry.
repeat your question.
Is individual questioning no longer a consideration?
No.
And she had asked, tell me who the anathema was.
Tell me who the anathema you saw in the glade was.
What we saw was someone that looked to be Juin.
Tell me who you believe set the fire that burned the glade down.
What we saw was someone that looked to be Vera.
And tell me if you trust Games Master Vier.
I know that no one on this faculty seems to.
Do you?
He has lied directly to us. So no.
You are to wait here. I will return in 5 minutes' time.
I need to add that what we saw was a wretched. And what I remember from class is that they can change shape, which is why I insist on what we saw.
Remain with your sworn kinship, and I will return in 5 minutes. Do you understand?
Understood.
She gets up. She peers at Siantel and then at Gale Whispered, and then leaves.
And I'm gonna go to Pars's room and like try to gesture everyone into Flavienne's room.
Yep.
So we all spilled various beans.
I spilled no beans.
I want to commend the people who weren't. I want to commend the people who were able to keep a level head. Congratulations.
You were asked different questions. Gale says, assuming that Aresta passed along the questions that were
A
being asked.
little
but maybe
bit,
she didn't.
like little snippets, but probably not verbatim because she was focused on listening and or also whatever discussions we were having through those various scenes. Knock? Where?
Yes, this is a knock from outside of Flavienne's room.
Fucking hotel?
At the
What is
door?
this?
Yes,
I'm going to answer it.
it's Garavel.
Oh, okay.
You've been released. The investigation into you is concluded, and while I am told that Tepet Nuven will be returning here to speak with you, you are no longer under my charge. Well, she's still under my charge.
If you'll permit us to stay.
Of course. I need to know something. Are you going to take care of each other?
Of course.
Yeah.
Then I don't have anything to worry about. And he just backs away from the door. He shares a glance at Gale Whispered. A little bit of like a... I know what you did.
Yeah, one of these.
Got you. You owe me one. Get me some of those chocolates I heard Bracken bragging about.
Truth.
Well, as per usual, my plans morphed slightly. So that was plan E, which is the investigation begins whether we want to or not, and we end up revealing everything we didn't want to reveal, but maybe it's okay.
Well, maybe. Go
I
ahead.
know we can't trust the commandant. I know, and I tried to make it as clear as possible, as you did as well, Commander, that we don't know if what we saw is true. But it is what we saw, and I mean, frankly, I think I know my opinion's not worth a lot necessarily, but like in the grand scheme of things or whatever, but like at least I understand the Commandant might be playing a political game that I don't understand, but if she doesn't want Kathak Vier in here, she doesn't need to have him here. So I'm real happy to tell her everything. Not everything. Didn't tell her that he threatened my life. Fire
Well-
says loudly, probably.
Nuven returns.
No, I was
Son
Okay,
of
go
a...
ahead.
worst case scenario, that wasn't Nuven, and we need to prepare to get murdered.
I'm always prepared.
She comes back in. While she still has the bearing of a military commander, there's no longer the sort of contained fury in her eyes. As you were. She comes inside and closes the door. There will be no more games by Cathak Vieren allowed here at the House of Bells. And when we find him, you will be asked to testify. I believe your answers. Cathak Vieren returned from a campaign against an anathema known as the Bull of the North. He was attached to a contingent of Tepet hunters who did not return. But as he returned with information, he was hailed at least as a victor among losers. This was several years ago. He is a prominent member of the Wild Hunt, and he has made it his duty to hunt down anathema with the full support of, and I'm going to say this, and depending on how much bureaucracy you'll have to let me know. Who has any amount of bureaucracy?
Goose egg.
You have 5 bureaucracy?
Gil.
Okay, 2.
I have 2.
Of Fokuf.
Oh, yeah.
Now, all of you would know that Fokuf is currently the regent who is sitting on the Scarlet Throne.
Yeah.
And all of you would know that he's not seen as terribly good.
Yeah.
He's essentially a fool.
Obviously not going to keep the throne.
Not going to keep the throne.
Right.
He's
Oh,
not
yeah.
qualified for the throne.
Yeah.
It's kind of an embarrassment to House Tepet. But what you would know, Gale whispered, is the fact that she addressed him just by his name is a sign that she holds him in enough contempt that she's willing to be essentially outright
Treasonous almost?
no,
Like,
not treasonous, but disdainful of him in front of cadets.
Well, Gale will remember this.
He was told to come to the school because he claimed that he knew that there were anathema here present, that they were infiltrating. And he was given carte blanche to discover this anathema in any way that he felt that he could. This was over my protests, and I owe you my apology for getting wrapped up in this. You were put in danger, but not by me.
Ars like kind of raises his hand a little bit.
Oh my god.
Cadet,
You didn't know then, Commandant, that we were to be you didn't know that we were to be the Fang tested in so many games.
just for people who may not understand.
Of course, yeah.
Carte blanche is essentially you get to do what you want with no fear of repercussions or oversight.
Literally
This is
like
great.
white paper or kind of like blank check.
I still
Yeah.
like it.
It's not too late.
It's not too late.
Sorry, I do if there's ever a euphemism
said
or a
euphemism.
term that
Yeah.
we use that you don't understand, please ask.
Yeah.
We'll be happy
Yeah.
to fill you in. Not
got-
everybody is a native Canadian speaker.
Yeah, well, especially when we pronounce it French to people who are from Europe that like may not have any
Oh.
connection to French. Like, there's so many language barriers going on. Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
please ask.
Yeah, you might be more familiar with it as carte blanche
Yeah.
as opposed to carte blanche, which is what I said, and that's my accent. Anyway,
Yeah.
could you repeat what you said?
Yeah. So, Commandant Nuven was just saying that we were placed in danger, but not by her. So, in response, I'm raising my hand and just asking. So, that means, Commander or Commandant, you did not know that we were to be the Fang chosen for these games.
I had no control over who was present at these games or who was selected. I have no idea why Viren decided to choose you repeatedly, and I was not consulted as to the subject matter, nor was I consulted as to the results of these games.
Commandant, might we understand which came first? Viren to the school, or us being saved from expulsion?
Viren arrived at the school approximately 1 month before you were rescued from expulsion. He was not openly made a member of the faculty until you returned from your calibration break.
Is it possible that he had a say in us being saved?
No. You were saved by Quartermaster Juin, who spoke on your behalf.
And are you still unable to clarify with us who dissolved the former Fangs?
That was an order from outside the school. The students who were expelled, specifically, were asked to be returned with their families in order to stand trial for their crimes. It is the policy of the House of Bells that somebody who was to remain so deeply entrenched and yet potentially a traitor would be answering for the crimes of the other Fangmates. However, Quartermaster Juin claimed that there was no way that you could have known that there was any sort of treason involved. She staked her own reputation and career on the three of you. I don't know why. But she has grown in stature here and does hold a considerable amount of sway. So I chose to believe her. It would appear that that trust was not misplaced.
Which is why I can't reconcile what I saw. Everything that I understood from her was that she cared about the students, and us particularly. And yet I saw her, and I saw that on her forehead.
Make no mistake, if there is a wretched among us. What is that?
Someone's doing construction.
I guess. Make no mistake, if there is a wretched among us, it will be difficult. They are known to be masters of deceit. At the moment, I cannot ignore the fact that if Viren was indeed chasing after an anathema, then we have to believe that he may be correct, even if I do not agree with his methods. As to why he believed that it would be a good idea to kill you, I have no answer for that.
I think he thought we would make convenient martyrs, Commandant.
It is possible. No one has seen Quartermaster Juin since the games.
Viren claims otherwise.
No one has seen Viren except for you and Professor Garavel. And while it is not necessarily your place to know this, I can reassure you that Garavel's duty was to remain here. He did what he could. But he is sworn to protect any who are inside this infirmary, and I will not take that from him.
Of course not. What does this mean for not just the 5 of us, but the House of Bells as a whole?
She sighs, she stands up, walks over to the window, her hands clasped behind her. I do not need to tell any of you that at the moment the realm is weak. Weaker than it ever has been. The House of Bells represents the military might of the realm. And while if we stumble, it won't mean anything for a few months, it does mean that within a year, the legions will no longer be trusted. We may lose the faith of the people. If it gets out that we have been destabilized or infiltrated, it will sow distrust among all legions who are commanded by graduates of the House of Bells who may or may not have been already corrupted.
But are the students at lesser value than the reputation of the house? How do we fight this without letting everyone know we're fighting it?
You're going to have to come to a decision amongst yourselves how much you are willing to keep this quiet. Out of respect for what you have already gone through, I will not order you to stay silent, but I will encourage you to appreciate that if we do not keep this at least under wraps until we find Garavel Juin or some other answer to this mystery.
You mean Viren, sorry?
Yeah, Viren Juin.
Thank you.
Too many NPC names.
No,
in your
you're doing
head.
great, bud. You're doing great. Keep going.
Don't
Just-
find me, or no, hang on.
Yeah.
If you do not stay silent before we have a chance to find either Viren Juin or an answer to this mystery, this could have repercussions across the entire realm. And I will trust you to make the right decision. She stands up. Sorry, she was already standing, but then she turns and heads towards the door. My office is open if you need to speak.
Thank you.
Thank you for believing us and believing in us, Commandant. We won't let you down.
I dare say you won't. She leaves.
Truth, Aravana, though. Truth.
So, litmus test. Do we trust her?
I do.
Yes. I think that is reasonable for us to do at present.
She had her arms tied behind her back. I'm going to assume that we can trust her. I'm going to assume that we can trust anyone. Right now, the only one I don't trust is Viren. That's it.
He's the only one who's tried to kill us outright. That seems like a good place to start.
I mean,
Wouldn't-
this and any other anathema that we might find.
For now, I discourage us all from being alone with Juin. And maybe also Bracken, since she stands accused. And as much as I don't trust Viren, I can't guarantee that. Yeah. Somewhere in all his lies, there might be a truth.
They did speak. And it certainly seemed as though they had some sort of prior relationship or agreement about something, anyway. I have to look back through my notes to see what it was.
But we at least have two allies, if you'll permit me to trust Garavel.
Yeah. We know that we all want the same thing, which is to make sure that... Well, okay, maybe I'm not sure we all want the same thing, but I'm pretty sure none of us want the House of Bells name dragged through the mud in the realm. Even if we could care less about it, you probably don't want that.
No, of course not.
Ruins our futures as well.
The whole reason to fight the last game was because of the destabilization it would cause, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but it was to shake up... It was to shake up Viren's plans. It wasn't... Not to draw the ire of the people.
I mean, unless you were trying to take down the realm with that little stunt. That's another question
Don't
entirely.
think the realm was standing on that glade's shoulders. So. Hope not.
God of the Glade. But it sounds to me like we're going to have to deal with the anathema ourselves. With the allies that we have, but not with help from the outside. We can't let... If the Wild Hunt finds out about it, it will be reported, and the House of Bells will... Well, it'll come out, and the reputation of the House of Bells will be damaged.
Every extra person that knows a secret is another chance for someone to slip up.
Exactly.
So that means we don't tell anyone? No single edge?
No.
Oh, Brevin?
No.
Just I'll keep looking at things.
Meanwhile, the rest is like, well, but no. We find ways to let people that we believe we can trust into portions of confidence. I guess. I don't know.
I want to find out more about Viren, about this campaign where he was conveniently the only one who came back alive and with enough information that he was deemed a hero.
Yeah.
Because just from what I've observed of him, he's not going to take this lying down. He's been chased out of the school. But he can't stay out of the public eye. He needs it. He craves it. So he's going to come back. And what kind of story will he be weaving then?
I also think our priority has to be in uncovering, as best we can, whether Bracken does have a relationship with Quartermaster Juin, or at least has a relationship with, knows more about her, any of her secrets. If indeed it is her, but I think it is.
We're no longer confined to quarters.
Well,
Well,
not all of us.
but it was really stupid to risk you chasing down those tracks alone, Gale. I'm very glad that it ended without incident. But
So am I.
let's find ways to sneak off in pairs, even if it means certain chaperoning to certain bedrooms and then finding ways to not hear anything. She says, staring like at the wall, not at anyone in particular.
I understand, Commander, and at the same time, I want to thank you all for letting me go. I needed to go. So thank you for recognizing that.
Hopefully, we can keep chasing down answers, just without putting ourselves at risk. Because by keeping these secrets, it means that it's fewer names to cross off a list to make sure the secret is never told.
I don't know about you guys. I just think what's so crazy is that if I was just doing my morning calisthenics one day and Kathak Vieran walked up to me and said, "Hey, how would you like a chance to hunt anathema?" I would have been all in.
Yep.
That's one of the greatest things that I can expect to do with the gifts that I've been given. And now I hate him for it.
Now we learn why it's more than just an easy campaign. We know why it's a duty.
A duty where we're all expendable. Every last one of us.
Not
all-
to me, or
I agree. Some would say we're all, one in the eyes of the elemental dragons, but I'm with Aresta on this one too. You're not expendable. I say the general you in the room. Pyres in 5 sessions.
Fuck you.
It's not even lunchtime.
Well, someone ate most of my breakfast, so I could go for an early lunch or a mid-morning snack or something.
Who would do such a thing?
I don't know. Ghosts. The wretched. Sorry.
I think
Hey!
yeah, they can be like invisible. Clearly it was one of them.
Yeah.
The
It's
food
good.
demon.
Feels good to laugh.
Gil, are you feeling all right?
So we don't stay alone.
Look, I'm not trying to ruin any of your lives. I just want to keep your lives alive.
But you don't have to
understand,
stay
Ted.
here with me. If we trust Garavel, that's enough. I should only be here for another day or two.
How about we take all our meals together?
Yeah.
I mean, then we just look like we're heroes.
Yeah. Seems cool. We'll have to bring extra portions for the snack demon.
Ciantel, are you okay?
There's something that I just don't understand.
Oh boy.
Garavel takes us in, protects us. No questions asked. That's what he does. Juin treated you three, maybe if not with kindness, at the very least rescued your careers. And Viren was trying to make us heroes before he tried to make us dead. Why does everybody like you? Are you that unlucky? Or is there something else that's tying all of you to this?
Yeah. I was hoping that the Commandant would have some more insight to share with us.
Well, hey, now you get to go and talk to her whenever you want. You're Commandant's pet.
Sup, Commie? How's it going, yo?
Mommy?
What?
Aresta, are you okay?
Let's
Everyone just starts stepping.
just hangsies and dish
I-
the dish.
I take out a bread roll that I've been saving and just like hold it out towards Aresta.
No, that's
Yeah.
not how it's gonna go down. No, I didn't think so.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm still gonna take the roll and stuff it in my face, though.
Yeah, of course.
fair,
yeah.
fair.
Oh, I was saving. No, I'm just kidding.
So I only have one other question before we. What if we run into Viren again? What do we do?
Plan A.
Well, the Commandant made it very clear, no?
Place him under arrest.
Yeah, we were to report, or no, Garavel made it very clear we were to report him to the
Or-
Commandant.
Order him to go to the Commandant. Get away, if possible. We don't know how powerful he is.
Which is why I lean towards plan A of being friendly with him long enough to get more allies, somewhere safer, more public.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yes. Yes. Everybody should take a cue from Aresta. No matter what he says, do not rise to the bait. Do not try to punch him in the face. Right, Commander?
Oh, no promises.
There we go. Oh, so I can't go off to the woods alone, but you're allowed to punch Viren in the face. I see how it is.
You punch Viren in the face too.
I
No,
do
I'd
it
slice him
really
in the face.
loudly
I'd
so that the
punch
whole
him.
school heard his skull caving in.
Ooh,
Whoa.
fun.
Let's try to be safe.
Maybe we'll even graduate.
That'd be nice.
We still only have 2 5/6 of a year left.
I mean, if there's even a House of Bells left to graduate from.
That's what this whole plan
Oh,
is.
you said it out loud.
No.
Our humor.
Oh,
Who
no,
put
I
this
said
plan,
it out
prayers?
I have naming. What have I done? Just kidding.
Bard's tongue.
Cathane, Faye, you're from the Outer Wild, whatever the fuck it's called in this system.
No crossovers.
Well, then I guess we better go get lunch.
What you want? I toss over to Flavienne.
Everything.
After my own heart.
I mean, we have enough arms, we don't all have to go.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, Gail, you want to help me go get lunch for everybody?
Yes, absolutely. Goodbye, everyone.
That was overly formal. Did anyone else feel that it was overly formal?
She's gone.
So as you're walking across the campus,
Yeah.
so I have nightmares. That's not what I expected to learn last night.
It makes me wonder if they're things you've seen or things you're afraid of, or both.
I mean, we can all be afraid of a lot of things, right? Death, exams.
Sure, but I'm pretty sure I've never had nightmares like that. And I feel like there's a lot that you're not telling us. And I don't know if it's because you're protecting us or you're protecting yourself. If it's the former, don't. If it's the latter, that's...
I told
Your
you that I wasn't
prerogative.
going to hide the truth from you anymore.
I'm not implying that you're lying.
Any question you have for me, I'll answer.
I don't want this to be an interrogation. If it makes you feel
Then what do you
better
want?
to talk about some things, then
What is
should
it
know
that
that
you
I'm
want,
here.
Gale Whisper? What do you... If you don't want to interrogate me, if you don't want my answers, what do you want?
just to talk to you, to know about you, but not because you're a mystery I need to decipher, just because you want to share things with me and I want to share things with you.
But you think that there's things I'm not telling you.
Maybe.
So you don't trust me.
That's not what I'm saying. Why don't you understand what I'm saying? I told you I trust you. You know I trust you. Or you don't, I guess.
But then, if you think that I'm hiding things from you, even though I've told you that I'm not.
No, you told me you would never lie to me. Which means if I ask you a question, you will respond with the truth.
I told you that I would never hide the truth from you.
Okay. I didn't mean for this to be an accusation.
I know. I'm not used to this.
Me neither. And I imagine you've lived a lot of your life having to hide a lot and gain people's trust and learn about people without giving anything away yourself. And
Maybe.
I get it.
Food, right? Right? That's what we were doing. It was food.
Yeah. It was food.
Yeah. It was food. Can I touch your hand again?
In response, Gil's gonna reach out for a little hand.
You might think that I'm trying my best. And I am. And I know that my best might not be good enough. But I am trying.
I'm trying to.
And that's when you see the familiar sight of that figure that you chased into the woods one time. Sepe is walking just as if everything was perfectly normal out of the mess hall and walking away.
We gotta follow him.
Ooh.
Sepe, you see him? Don't.
Yeah.
You do see him. You do see him.
Where?
Do you see him? And I point. No. Okay, come with me. I start like pulling her with me.
Yep, got your hand.
Oh, sorry.
And I think we'll end the session there.
Now that's interesting.
Am I allowed to reveal the note that I left, or is that for later?
Oh,
Tom?
yeah. I just didn't know whether you were going to put something in the note that was like, don't trust Aresta.
Also, Pyres is definitely the real anathema.
What?
So
would you
the
do that?
note says, Bracken is accused of being anathema. We are ordered to join V in his vendetta.
Oh.
There is distrust against him. You are not publicly compromised. Get a message to me. Be creative.
Be creative.
Yeah.
Teach.
That's pretty fucking creative.
Be creative. Be.
Be
creative.
creative.
C for Cathak. C
C
for
Kathak.
D.
Oh my
Go
goodness.
get it. Go get the D. Oh, I'll stop there.
Well, Kate,
I learned that Oresta is so relieved to know someone, multiple people outside of her fang that she can trust.
she
For
thinks.
now.
That, like, yeah, that she thinks she can trust. Because as much as she spent most of this session being like, trust no one, all of those words actually secretly meant, I want to trust people. So, yeah.
Scott,
I played into an intimacy I had, so I learned that while Pyres is like, happy to try to like obscure the truth if it's necessary, if someone's like, you better tell me, he's like, yep, I better tell. It's not worthwhile.
oh, I
obscuring
had
the truth.
Pyres pegged for that. I was like, if I just
Oh.
stare at him and say, you have to tell me the truth, he's going to fold like a house of cards.
I mean, that's one of, anyway, it's an intimacy and it's a thing, and I buy it. I learned that Pyres really doesn't like Kathak the Aaron. Despite what I said in the game, which is true, which is that, like, I think in different circumstances, he'd probably be all over that. Not like that, but you know what I mean? Like, the opportunity. This was interesting.
Elizabeth.
So Gail learned that she desperately wants to find out more about the powers of the wretched, but she doesn't want to get the rest of her peeps involved. So she's just, I don't know if you noticed, she didn't say the words. She didn't say like anything about it in all of our conversations together. She's like, I'm protecting you. So now, I mean, God fucking knows, but she's
Gail.
gonna keep trying to take. Well, she's not gonna try.
God
to get
only
herself killed.
knows how I'll be a traitor.
Whoa, secret traitor.
Kate, an element of play that you appreciated in the game.
I love that Gail managed to convince the rest of her fang to let her go off alone and get the answer she wanted, despite the extreme threats from all directions. You got what you wanted? Fuck yeah!
I'm out of here. Are you really sure that's a good idea? I don't care.
Yeah, totally. We're like, okay, yeah, you should do that.
I wasn't expecting her to be like oddly even braver than Ray was, because she's like not as strong as Ray, but she's so like single-minded when it comes to discovering the truth that like she just doesn't care about her own safety.
Truth.
It's fucked up.
It's truth.
It's a directive, finding the truth for her.
It's true.
Yeah.
She's always running.
Gail isn't brave. She's
God, it's true.
fucking nuts.
Safety first? No, I don't think so.
I loved Pyres' like impassioned plea to Nuven, saying like, get him the fuck out of here. I thought that was amazing. And very Pyres.
I just don't understand why she hasn't.
But that's,
also
I feel like
explain
that's,
that moment,
oh, are
sorry.
you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
I think that's when Pyres is in his element, literally.
Do you realize that that's why she ended up trusting you?
No, actually, no. Sorry, not in those terms.
We'll
No, I
talk
did
about
realize-
it after.
I would
Okay.
also like to make a play for the thing. For Scott in that
Elemental
moment.
thing.
Extra dragon
Yeah.
experience, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
The thing, the great curse.
Yes. The thing.
Uh,
It was fiery.
and while I think that Oresta was like a really like a great sort of example of being a commander in this session, I think it will come as no surprise, Kate, that I really enjoyed just like, hey man, anathema or no, enemy or no, you ain't getting through this, with the Aaron at the beginning of the game. I just think like the idea of Oresta's, give them an inch and they'll take a mile, is really strong. and like she has to draw the line somewhere, you know. I get the sense that for Aresta, it's either like it stops here or it's like fine, you know. It's very deliberate all the time, which I like. It's really cool. So I enjoyed that.
So we're going to talk about your interview with Nuven, but I'm going to say that I was going to hand out a Great Curse Dragon point today, but not for you. I was going to hand it to Aresta. An Earth Aspect's Great Curse may render her ruthless or cruel in defense of her cherished institutions and traditions, or leave her single-minded and immutable, refusing all counsel and closing her heart. She has consistently demonstrated a willingness to straight up be insubordinate to people who may or may not be trying to kill her fangmates.
Yay!
Yay! That's
Yay!
amazing.
So as Pukajutsu says, some Aresta development.
that
show?
Oh my god.
Oh, good stuff.
So good.
That is very good.
So then, yes, you will gain some experience with that. I was going to say that I thought that Pyres' basically saying permission to, lose my shit,
Yeah.
and then losing his shit was a calculated move. Because he asked for permission. If he hadn't asked for permission, I would have been like, well, that's absolutely him just going off half-cocked. But he asked for permission first. The thing is, I think, and the way that I interpreted it was that your impassioned defense of what you did and your specific, like, you have to get him the fuck out of here, knowing that she didn't respect him, was essentially you drawing a line in the sand and saying, like, whatever side Viren's on is a side I can't support, and therefore letting her know that therefore she could at least confide in you in what was going on, because you weren't going to run to Viren and be like, well, hey, fellow Kathak dude, guess what?
The Commandant doesn't like you very much. When we were doing, there was interviews happening, there was a question about Viren. I was like, oh, okay. So Pyres isn't going to lie. She's going to ask, do you trust him? And he's going to say, no. And then he's going to say, but that's just a gut feeling. I was thinking about it in advance. I was like, that's going to be Pyres' answer to this question. And then I got in the, so in the sense of planning, yes. Then I got in the room and it was so much more than that. Because the cup runneth over or whatever. But I think you're right, John. It planned in the sense that Pyres was playing on, she doesn't respect him. But I just think that what I'm trying to do with him is carry myself away more than I'm expecting to, It's like, okay, this is the plan, and then I'll just see where it goes from there.
So I do have a question, and I was originally going to ask Kate, but I think I'm going to ask Elizabeth instead.
Yes.
Do you think that the result of this interrogation would have changed if Nuven had asked to speak to Aresta before Pyres?
I don't think so. No, because I think that they ultimately gave very similar answers. And I think they both felt strongly enough about their distrust of Viren that I think Nuven would have known to trust them in that.
Do you agree?
I mean, Pyres' passion. Aresta is straightforward sort of thing. And that's the thing, when you first listed the questions, I was like, I don't know whether I can lie the way we agreed to. Which is why even when it came to my turn of do you trust Viren? I'm like, none of the faculty does. I think I was going to try to skirt direct answers, but ultimately would have.
That's not really how Aresta does.
But ultimately, if she was pressed, she would probably end up coming out with some form of the truth.
Now, Flavienne had no trouble weaving in and out of answers, but
she's good at it.
Water aspect.
She's water. Even.
I mean, it's also just personalities and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And she just knew not to trust Gale because Gale's too good at lying. Gale isn't even Gale anymore.
Now I have a question for chat, which is a question that I could ask the rest of them, but we haven't yet had a kiss.
You would single edge.
They
We're
didn't
not
kiss
kissing.
in all of that.
I will say
Not with our mouths?
we haven't had any romantic kisses.
Well, that's fair.
Do you think that single edge was just like, oh, Pyres, I do care for you so much. May I place a tender press of my lips against thy forehead? Or was she more like,
I'm excited. Let's fuck on these beans.
Beans.
Oh boy.
so who's going to get the kiss first?
Who's gonna smooch? Who's gonna cast your votes now in the chat? Oh,
Butterfly kisses. It's the evening prayer.
Everyone's voice, right? When asking the injury.
True story, I once dated somebody who absolutely refused to listen to the song Butterfly Kisses, and if it ever came on, she would leave the room.
Oh my
Interesting.
Wow.
Is there? Oh, maybe not. Oh,
I mean-
a poll!
God. Hey!
It's happening! I'm gonna
Oh,
vote.
is it like a chat poll? Because they're
Yeah, it's happening.
yeah. So they've changed it finally so that moderators can vote in official polls, but then they aren't allowed to like close it and select the answer. So
Makes sense. Well, I voted.
you can't close it then.
Fine. Oh, I love that it's like a live updated poll.
This
It's
is
so
fun.
cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's not a prediction.
Hey, someone else
Ooh.
joined me in voting Aresta. Thanks.
You know what I want to see? I want to see what's happening coming up this week. And one thing that I do know is that Tuesday normally would go to Scott, but
That's correct. Normally there'd be something over on my channel on Tuesdays. I am off for the week. Actually, probably for the whole week. I'll be off streaming duty. Unfortunately, I have a show to attend to. Congratulations, Gail. Yeah. But yeah. But however, I will be back, and before, we'll have another ExalTwitch Academy, and I'll announce it then. But we are going to be starting something new next Tuesday in a week's time. Sergey will be venturing to the Outer Worlds. Tech dependent, obviously, but I'm pretty jazzed because it's a fun game. Okay, cool, thanks.
so there may or may not be a Steel stream on Tuesday
Yes.
on Scott's thing. We'll see.
Wednesday.
Wednesday for Scrub Check. So we played Diablo 3 last Scrub Check. It is now uninstalled from my machine because the same thing happened as when I usually play Diablo 3, which is I play it for a lot of time, realize that I'm actually not having any fun, and then I stop. Tune in next year when I inevitably forget about this and try again. However, since
Mission
then,
mark, remind me.
a game that I have not touched yet is Pac-Man 99, a battle royale involving Pac-Man. And here's the challenge that I'm setting out for myself. I will not play it at all, save to make sure that the tech works, but I will attempt to win a match going in completely sight unseen.
The first match.
No,
No.
not the first match.
Match.
Yeah.
The first match.
No, not the first match.
No.
Waka waka. Everyone else, like the servers glitch, and John's the only one who doesn't disconnect.
Yeah.
Default.
The check will be if I can win a game of Pac-Man 99 in the course of those 2 hours.
The Zen of Games, alas, we prefer keeping ourselves not banned from Twitch.
Yeah, sorry, Zenith.
No, but Trey is in the chat.
Yeah, this zipper doesn't lower for anyone except one. He knows who
Is
he
it
is.
is it essentially Battle Royale Pac-Man?
Yeah.
That's my understanding.
It is Battle Royale Pac-Man.
So I assume that like by defeating ghosts, it goes to the other people or something like that. Which,
I have no idea.
based
Maybe
on
you are
the
the ghost.
the other X99 or the Mario 35s or whatever. Tron. But then Thursday it's RPG Clinic.
We may or may not be discussing safety on RPG Clinic. I will
Yeah.
get back to you, but
Yeah.
we've been working on a little safety project
Yeah.
on our end, but we have to make sure that it's ready for prime time. So, if it's not safety, it's going to be some other, topic about any and all things RPGs.
Role-playing.
But that's going to be right here, 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, twitch.tv/RPG Clinic.
Friday.
So there's probably not going to be any punchy, because Scott has the commitments all week, and it would probably be best if he had full use of the office. And
I'm taking punchy.
there wasn't any streaming happening.
I'm sorry.
just
Oh,
in
no.
case. So that might change, but that's what we're leaning towards right now. So there might be a punchy still stream or something.
Still stream.
Who knows? But on Saturday,
Maybe I'll start playing Kingdom Hearts. Like I've always
I
like.
was gonna be like, oh well, our old apartment's empty. I'm like, yeah, but there's no internet, no computer there, so that doesn't help you.
VR headset. Oh, you need
streaming on
headset.
data, folks, and on my
Yeah,
phone.
potato quality.
Saturday, though, we are doing the rewatch of this episode at 11 a.m. Eastern on this channel, and then at 3 o'clock, we are finishing the Tropic of Fear Drew Crew.
Oh my god.
It's amazing.
It's not that stupid. It's quite fun. It's quite fun.
Oh my god.
Other books have been crazy.
Yeah.
I will also probably not be streaming on Saturday evening this week. But again, you can tune in for much more Scott starting next week.
The
You're gonna hate it.
noises.
And then next Sunday we'll be right back here for episode 14 to see whether or not they managed to chase down Sepe. If it's even Sepe, what's
If
going
it's
on?
even Sepe. Good show.
Yay!
Special thanks has to go, of course, to She Who Knows 10,000 Things. Aragorn, thank you for being here. And obviously, Entropy's Disciple and Strength of Borders, still there for us all the time on the Discord. The Discord, you say? Come and join us there. Best place to discuss this game, all of our previous games, all of any other games that you want to talk about, and our individual streams is right there. So I would recommend going to check that out there. Conspiracies and Smooching. Seems to be the
Discord.
theme of this particular game. Otherwise, do have to say that it is thanks to your input and thanks to your opinions that you voice on Discord, the advice that you've given, all of it is helping us shape what we're here to bring you. So remember, if you want to see something, you gotta tell us or we'll never know. Consmoochachis.
Oh god.
Or no, it's Consmoochacies. That's what it is.
Smoochacies, yeah.
You want to see me smile? Why, do you think I'd look prettier if I smiled?
What the fuck, Pikachu?
Y'all.
I can tell you where my smile's going.
It's where my smile went.
See you next time.
Bye. Consmoochacies.
Smooch.